It's Good Friday football here in the QAFL competition. It brings us to the outer suburbs of our great capital city. It is the Wilston Grange Gorillas up against the Western Magpies in round 3. Marquee matchup this one, and I tell you what, it's going to be an absolute beauty. Hello and welcome. I'm Riley Starray. With me this afternoon for the first time in 2019 is Adrian O'Reilly, and Adrian, we are going to be in for a cracker.
Thank you very much, Raz. Yeah, look, I reckon it's going to be a great game today. Look, conditions very, very windy here. Wind's a bit swirly, it's going to push the footy to the pocket, broadcast side right of screen. We saw that a few times last year, so watch for a fair bit of play along the outer side to push inside to centre half forward, going to the right of screen.
It is going to be a very interesting matchup this afternoon. Of course, these two sides contrasting fortunes in their first couple of weeks. Last game for the Magpies, they got a win by 51 points over the Labrador Tigers at home. They broke away in the second half. However, Wilston, they've only played one game so far in season 2019, and that was a 40-point loss to the Surfers Paradise Demons. Quick tip before we get underway here, Adrian.
Look, I think the Magpies will be too strong. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but I think the Pies by 2 goals.
Well, we're just about set. Bumper crowd in here this afternoon. Wilston Grange, a bit more expectation, and the Western Magpies, it's almost the case of grand final or bust for them in this season as we get underway, round 3. Opening bounce, rucks go at it, Reed wins it over the top. Still bouncing around in there, and it's going to try get out towards Riley Easton. He jumps on the football now, hand passer, first forward 50 entry here for the Magpies. Austin the target, dropped short, couldn't quite take the mark. The Gorillas will converge on that football, and we'll have a stoppage.
Quick start out of the centre by the Pies, so again, going to that outer side. They are kicking against the Breeze in this first quarter, so a bit of slow short play here from the Pies, I think.
Umpires this afternoon, Mitchell Blassack, Jono Angus and Jake Webb to take care of this marquee matchup. It's bouncing around in defence. Aganis was tackled. We'll have a stoppage just in the half-forward line here for the Magpies. Both teams had a late change this afternoon. Jack Liscombe has come in late. We thought he was playing for Aspley this afternoon, but he has come into the lineup for the Gorillas, whilst Edwards is in for the Magpies as it bounces towards that forward pocket. There's a soccer off the ground towards the forward pocket. Numbers converge from both teams. And it just runs over the boundary. And we'll have a stoppage in this forward pocket. I will say Wilston Grange, they do look considerably bigger than they did in season 2018. It's much of a larger lineup.
Grange looking a lot bigger than they did last year, and Lipscombe getting him back from that Aspley game is huge for them.
Reed wins the tap down. The Gorillas get the clearance away from the contest one-on-one. Goes over the head, no mark taken from Winton. Big one-on-one contest coming up, escorted over, trying to push it out with Saunders, and it's eventually pushed over the boundary here from Dixon.
A lot of holding and bustling around the footy at the moment too.
I will say, Dylan Reid, who is the captain this afternoon for the Gorillas, he does look the bigger of the ruck pair. So look for him to get some hit-outs to advantage to his midfield, which has always been pretty strong from the Gorillas. That's a hold, no free kick against Thompson. Going in hard, there's O'Brien. Easton couldn't clear it away. Coulter goes straight to Easton. It's a bit scrappy at the moment. Expect this in the first term as the rain starts to come down at Hickey Park. Getting it out there now is Lonergan towards half forward. Big one-on-one contest coming up. Everyone's willing. Austin couldn't take the mark. Falls to the bottom of the pack. It's just a bit of a scrap as Numbers try to get on top of it. Lonergan, he has been busy early. Hand pass back to Mitchell towards the forward line with a little bit of a dinky kick. Gore couldn't get on it for the Gorillas. It's really starting to come down. Don't expect a lot of contested marking this afternoon. It's going to be an old-fashioned scrap. As on that outer side, the mark has been taken from Edwards, who sends it forward.
Turnover.
And it's a turnover, and it's gone to Nellis at half-back.
Well, my stat sheet has just gotten ruined in this rain, but we're just going to keep rolling here. Wilston Grange trying to go up that outer wing. It's been forced out of bounds for a throw-in. Going to try and reset here, Grange. Not a lot of forward momentum in their game at the moment, so these sort of conditions just got to sort of push it forward slowly. One down, Wilston with a clear takeaway. Again, just quick kick down that outer wing. Good turnover. Magpies just playing around with it at half back at the moment. They're looking to go across, bring it to this broadcast side, and they're out here.
It was a good kick from Beams to lead it to the advantage of his teammate in Saunders. He does well to escape the clutches and sends it forward with a good kick. Austin couldn't quite take the mark. Now the pressure from Gore. Hand pass over the top. Still a lot of numbers on this boundary. Well done there from McKee to get it back. Gribble, the veteran here for the Gorillas, will send it forward, but he just goes to Saunders. He hand passes to Winton, who just sends a torpedo 55 metres long. It balls to the bottom of the pack. It's going to be a bit of a scrap. Lonergan, he's taken out of play.
You notice there, just a little bit of unassuredness there from Wilston. They were looking to go inside, but didn't pull the trigger.
Clearances this afternoon are just going to be vital. They are playing one spare at the moment in beams defensively here, the Magpies, just to try and stop the momentum of the Gorillas when going forward. Clearance from O'Brien, goes over the spare. So it's even numbers at the back. Winton couldn't pick it up for the Magpies. At the bottom are the Gorillas. He hand passes over the top to McKee. That's a good kick to the square. Yeah. And it's going to be a first goal for the Gorillas, and it'll go to Milford. Well, just like that, you can see the damage this Gorillas lineup do when they can get it over the back. One straight to no score. We've played about 2.5 minutes into this opening quarter.
That was a great kick inside 50, just penetrating kick. Look for the man leading back, and easy take on the chest. Decided not to go back into the set shot, run in, kick the open goal.
So just having a look at a couple of mashups here, it looks like Agarnis has gone back and he's standing near an opponent, Austin, who's trying to sort of trail away from him. Corbo has gone to half back for the Gorillas. Of course, he is very much a barometer for this Wilston Grange lineup. Also looking towards the Grange forward line. Their captain this afternoon in David Lewis. He is lining up as a trusty defender. Of course, one of the interesting things to see so far this year is this 6-6-6. Of course, in every zone it has to be equal amount of players, one in each goal square for both clubs. As back at the stoppage, Crawford couldn't pick it up. One of the inclusions this afternoon for the Magpies. It's sent to half forward, no mark taken. Well done there though from Dixon. He gets it away on the hand pass there. Really looking quite willing this afternoon here, the Gorillas. Coulter gets it away. Numbers at the bottom of the pack. Janky Kane tries to jump on top of it. Dixon as well. It's just going to bounce around. That's almost in the back. The umpire was a bit blindsided and will have a stoppage about 60 metres out.
Very willing around the packs at the moment, especially the Western Magpies, tackling very hard.
Reid trying to get the strength advantage. Both ruckmen held, so no free. Falls to the back. Dixon couldn't pick it up, nor could McKee. Hand pass off the bottom was intercepted. The line is a big hit.
Wow.
It's going to be a free kick.
That was Murray, nearly had his head ripped off.
So Murray played a number of games last year for the Magpies. He'll send it towards the wing. Austin's in a 2-on-1, falls to the back. Numbers favour the Grange. No handball away. It's holding the foot in. Lipscomb, who, as we mentioned, was the late inclusion. It slipped out of his hands. Lonergan's got the free.
Magpies making their intentions known early. They're going to Austin a lot.
No mark taken from Agarnis at the bottom of the pack. Lots of numbers around this one. Gribble couldn't get it. Falls out the Magpies' way. Centre half forward from Lavelle. One-on-one contest. Austin, he keeps his feet. That's what you're going to do in this weather. Should be a goal for the Magpies. Well, they really just messed that up a bit. It's eventually rushed through, but we all know the potential of Jack Austin and what he can do. He did well to create the opportunity as a sent out from half back from the Grange.
He created the opportunity there, Austin, but just sort of rushed the handball. Grange now on the outer side with the footy. Just slowly here. They're not rushing too much. It's meant to be a long kick, turned out to be a helicopter punt to the wing and out of bounds for a throw in the outside.
Of course, there is a wing going to the right of screen here, Adrian. So a couple of goal breeze, you'd probably say, but it is slippery conditions, so every goal is all the more vital. I don't imagine it'll be an incredibly high-scoring contest. Reid wins it over the back. Crawford trying to trail it, couldn't quite. He slipped, got the hand pass away well. It's sent towards half forward. One-on-one contest in the square. No mark taken. It's just going to be another stoppage. There'll be a ball up about 25 metres out from the Grange attacking goal. I'm really liking their intent early, even though it is wet conditions. They're just trying to get it forward quickly. They know they've got the size advantage up at that end of the ground, especially when you consider you've got Fraser Eaton up there. For them, it comes out of the pack. This could be a second goal. It is for the Grange. They have started magnificently this afternoon. The Magpies, they have got a game on their hands here. 2 straight to 1 behind. We've played about almost 10 minutes into this opening term. Just trying to see who the goal scorer was there. It's just bounced around the pack. It's come off hands. It was just an easy soccer.
Gorillas just playing that crash and bash footy going forward, and it's paying off for them at the moment. So, inside both 50s, very tight one-on-ones. So, yeah, Grange just looking for a bit of chaos footy, and it seems to be working out for him.
So the Magpies, they want a bit of a steadier here just to really just settle themselves into this game. Of course, last time these two played, it was a 40-point win to the Magpies. They won both encounters last year. So back in the middle, teams go at it. Trying to get a hand pass away was Castledine, couldn't quite. The Gorillas will go forward again. He slipped. He's just at the front of the pack. He was the person who kicked that last goal. It falls to the bottom. The Grange again have got the numbers. They're just working a bit harder at the moment. No free kick, play on for a leg. Coulter couldn't get it off the hands, and Easton lets it over the boundary.
Yeah, Coulter just spent it before he had it there. He was he could have had a clear kick inside 50. Just eyes were up. Concentrate on the footy, son.
So about to have the throw in. You can already see Reid is dominating these hit-outs early. Again to Warren, no free kick for the push. Crawford, as ever industrious, goes in hard. Lipscomb feeds out a searching hand pass to Thompson, and he tries to sort of set it up into the 50, not the greatest of kicks, and it'll go out of play. Fraser Eaton says no worries.
That's a brilliant handball over the top. Just gave him 5 metres, open play right up.
Of course, Jack Lipscomb, he does play between here and the Hornets, who do have a game down the road this afternoon. We thought he was playing in, actually, against the Brisbane Lions, but he's been called back to the quaffle. He's back at the contest. Magpies will try and clear this out.
Oh, wow, quick call there from the umpire.
And it'll go the way of Luca Mason for the Grange. And I'm sorry, no, it won't. It'll go to Tompkinson. It was a 2-team tackle. And he's fancying himself from here. He's going to kick from about 50.
The wind's died down a bit. There is still a little bit out there, but he's going to want to aim at goal, probably for the left goal post, maybe a little bit past the left goal post.
So Jack Tompkinson, he's fancying himself from here. He will kick it right from the paint and set it up. It's a good kick, but you can see the fact of that wind's playing. One behind to the right side. 2-1-13. So one behind. We've played about 11 minutes into this opening term.
Yeah, look, early dominance there from the Western Magpies. They had in their forward half for the first 5 minutes, but Gorillas going forward now again. They've just taken over this game, but a nothing kick. Riley Easton. Oh, sloppy kick by Riley Easton. They're right now, the Pies. They've got 2 there.
Goodall goes up the line. He finds Lonergan. He could look to play on, but again, this Wilston Grange lineup, they're cutting him off well.
Oh, another
so he's
turnover.
going to have to go towards the middle to Saunders. Now, they're screaming for it short to try go to Mitchell. Instead, they'll go further wide to Beams. He can set them out on the outer side if he wants to. With a searching pass, it's a good kick. It could have been a free kick, but now numbers converge. They're in a bit of trouble here, the Magpies. The Gorillas can go forward once again. It's a bit of a hack punt. No mark taken there from Heaslip. Coming in hard is Saunders. They're really under pressure at the moment. The Grange have come to play. I can't emphasise that enough. Easton has slipped over.
Sugar.
Hair pass inside O'Brien. Now he gets it off to Tompkinson. Tries to banana it. No mark taken in the square from Eaton. Numbers favour here the Magpies. It's cleared away just from Civic towards the wing position, but Corvo will try to send it in once again. It's really, really scrappy here from the Magpies at the moment. This is not the team and not what Brian Morgan will want to see as Reid from 60 metres out sends it to the square. This goes through for one behind, but this has been a really poor start from West, hasn't it, Dave?
It has. Look, after the first 5 minutes, they've just sort of... I think it's a lot of pressure from Grange, and so with, look, it's a very close contest game, but they're finding that break. They're getting the man out the back, and they're getting their clear possession inside 50.
So Beams, you'll send it towards halfback. Big contest coming up. Reid couldn't quite take the mark off hands. O'Brien will send it forward. There's an option there. Almost a mark to Leong. It's just gone out of play. And we'll have another inside 50 entry here for Wilston Grange. They've got to capitalise on this momentum because we know what West can do. They're very much a burst team. We know they're going to come, so they've really got to capitalise with this wind advantage and with the momentum they have at the moment.
Especially these repeat inside 50s. They're going to want to get them now, because if the ball gets turned over and goes down for Western Magpies goal...
Leong will set it towards the tip of the square. 2-on-1 contest, no mark from Lipscomb. Bouncing around, it could have been a free to Saunders, not quite. We'll have another stoppage. So every player for both sides is in one half of the ground at the moment. The Garners is the deepest. And he's just sitting on a wing position is
Great.
coming through, snap!
Touch.
And touched off the boot. But again, this clearance work at the moment from the Grange is proving very dangerous at the moment, and Warren.
The Grange small men looking really dangerous around goal.
They really are. Warren, you got a little bit more elevation. Be 3 goals to zip. Mitchell to Beams. He's been busy early, but that's as much because it's been just pumped down there. Of course, they are missing Harwood this afternoon, as well as a host of others to Redlands, who have been promoted to the NEAFL. Pope will head towards half forward. They're about 65 metres out from goal. Edwards, he's calling for an option long. And that's where he'll send it. 2-on-1 contest. Aganis should take it comfortably. He gets the spoil. Dangerous times, though, here for the defence. Thompson just punches it out of there like he's playing volleyball. They're just trying to clear it out. This is what they're really doing well. They're forcing every sort of scrap. And that should be a tackle. And holding the ball against Gore, it's still bouncing around. And we'll have a stoppage. Of course, the Gore brothers are playing this afternoon in Lachlan and Jake. He's done well to force a stoppage. It's where they've really been dominant so far today. Be interesting to see the clearance stats as we go throughout. As Lonergan, he's trying to sort of wrest it out of there, so's Janky Kane. With nothing really doing.
Wilston Grange all over the Magpies and clearances at the moment. It was beginning to look like a good 4-0 by the Magpies, but they just let themselves down, kicking inside 50.
Well, speaking of clearances, it's another one. Gribble clears the way towards the wing position.
That's a
brilliant tackle. Could have been a free, though, for the Magpies as it goes forward off the punt. No mark taken. Magpies have the numbers. That's a snap and a behind. One behind to Cale Reid. So 2-2-14 plays 2 behinds.
Cale Reid's got to really look at getting himself into the game with the Magpies 4-0. It's a small man. Conditions for small men today. He could have a real impact.
Gore, he'll send it to virtually a 1-on-1. Well, that was pretty poor from Clay Beams.
Played that very, very easily there. Fraser Eaton.
Eaton goes short. Finds McKee, but that's a shocking kick. It's turned over, sent inside from Castledine. Austin's got to go against 3 once again. You can clearly see that's the matchup the Grange defence is working on. Corvo hand pass over the top, finds McKee, it was searching. He puts it on the ground. Now they're going to try run through the middle of Hickey
They're
Park.
out here.
And they're doing it very well. Sent towards half forward from Dixon. 1-on-1 contest, no mark taken. Big one coming up. Trying to get there is Nellis. He is a crafty footballer. Tackled straight away. Numbers from both teams converge. Saunders has it over the top. Couldn't find Lewis. Keeping it in Leong, and they're going to come once again. Dixon just steady. Sorry, it's McKee. Just steadied himself. Now to Dixon. Now towards full forward. Magpies have the numbers in the aerial contest. And they've done it well. And Clay Beams, who of course was on Brisbane Lions list last year, will send it out to Gallagher.
And again, the Western Magpies looking to go to that outer side. Really loving that outer side at the moment. But Grange just slowed them up here at the moment. Short pass. Really, really loving that outer. So that's a good kick over the back. And a good mark there to Riley Green. Looks short down the line. Good punch from behind. Man front and centre. Who was that front and centre? That was Daniel Edwards. Just couldn't get a grip on it. Ball goes out of bounds for a throw-in just backward of Western Magpies half forward.
So we're about halfway through this opening term. It's been a brilliant start here from the Grange. They've really come to play. They can sniff a victory. Really good crowd here this afternoon. Of course, this is the first of 2 marquee matchups they have in the next 5 days. They play Sandgate on Wednesday night in the traditional Anzac Eve matchup. Nellis couldn't quite pick it up. He's dragged it into his opponent though, so we'll have another stoppage. I think that's going to be the order of the day if you look at it early. Stoppage, stoppage, stoppage.
Well, I mean, there's been a ton of stoppages at the moment, and Wilston Grange are the ones clearing it away easily. So you can keep on top of the stoppage wins. You're going to go a fair way towards a W.
This is scored it out of play once again.
Western Magpies captain Luca Winton here standing on the boundary waiting to go back on.
So we'll have another throw in. It's about 65 metres out from the attacking goal here for the Grange. It'll be Tompkinson up against Vine. Looks like he'll almost do it all on his own this afternoon. Is at the stoppage. Now finally comes out Crawford. Tries to feed away. That could be a high tackle. No free kick play on Crawford. Gets the clearance. He'll send it towards the wing. No mark taken at the back, but Again, same story of the day. Grange have the numbers. Corvo was thereabouts. No free kick. Now coming through is Lonergan. He was tackled as he kicked it. Agarnis is on the outside screaming for the hand pass. Doesn't get it. Instead, it's sent towards half forward. One-on-one contest. Goes over the head of McKee. First there are the Magpies. Their defence really is holding up rather stoutly at the moment. Saunders calls from it short. Not the greatest of kicks. He's been prominent early. Keeps it in the field of play. Agarnis called for the hand pass there from McKee. But it's again out of bounds, right in front of the crowd. It's a very good one too. The faithful are expecting a victory this afternoon. A lot more expectations, a lot less injuries going into this season, Adrian, for the Gorillas.
No, look, they are looking really good. Again, as we said before, looking like a lot bigger side than they were last year.
Crawford gets the hand passed away. Vine really couldn't do much with it. O'Brien just taps it to himself. He's done it well to force it forward 30 metres. Crawford dived on. He's got to be careful. Now it bounces up and it's Heaslip from the boundary. We'll send it towards the pocket. That's a good kick. Yep. That is a sensational kick from Heaslip. He's been the most dangerous forward on the ground this afternoon early. And it'll be Harry Milford, who's already got one. He'll be lining up for number 235 out, tough angle.
Tough angle. Look, he's kicking against the wind. Again, that left goal post. All day, especially in that pocket, aim for that left goal post.
So Milford.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's not his greatest effort. And the Magpies reserves, who did go down by 16 points earlier today. Gave him a bit of advice.
If we had a second set of goal posts, he might hit the left goal post there, unfortunately.
And play beams. He's been very prominent early. He's wearing a lot of strapping on his left knee.
Not a lot of movement by the Magpies here.
And he'll send it out. That's going to go out on the full.
Oh, yeah.
That wind just carried that about 65 metres, but it'll be a free kick. And Jonah Farry will take it, and you presume he's going to send it right back in.
Brian Morgan wouldn't be real happy at the moment because the Magpies aren't giving their teammates a lot of options as they come out of defensive 50.
No mark taken, bottom of the pack, trying to get it out to Thompson. Now it's finally cleared away for the Magpies. 1-on-2 again. Tompkinson couldn't take it. They still have the numbers. They're sent towards the boundary. Really aimless at the moment. Easton, can he keep it in? No, he can't. He's sporting the headband this year. He's an absolute bulldog. There's no doubt about that.
He was the Rising Star winner last year, the little terrier, Riley Easton.
He's one of the stars of this QAFL competition. Want to exert his influence this afternoon. Vine wins the tap down. Goes over the back of Coulter for the Gorillas. Still bouncing around at this contest. Trying to get out Dixon. He's ridden in the back, but no free kick. We'll have a ball up about 55 metres out from the Gorillas attacking goal, who have dominated this opening term. They just want to get a little bit more influence. Or Easton, that's the sort of thing he can do. Something out of nothing. Austin. He's been double and triple teamed early. Lipscomb, the late inclusion to Agarnis. He's got an option in the middle. That is a sensational kick. And Isaac Corvo, one of the X factors for this Gorillas team, sends it forward. Not the greatest of kicks, but goes off hands to the back and still creates an opportunity. The Magpies have the numbers defensively. Saunders, he'll send it towards the outer side to half back. It's got to be a good kick. It was, but Corvo has done really well. He'll send it long. Has he kicked it? Oh, you bet he has! Okay. Isaac Corvo, 3 steps bang, and the Magpies, they've got some problems. 3-2-20, 2 behinds.
Clever kick there, clever kick at goal. Didn't try to boot it, just put it up with the breeze, let the breeze take it through. Corvo, he's having a great first quarter.
He certainly is, and of course, as I was about to say, we've hit time on into this opening term. I feel like Bryden Morgan, and seeing some of the bakes he's given his charges over the years, there might be one coming at quarter time. So back in the middle. I really like the game so far of this whole centre unit for the Gorillas, but particularly Dylan Reid in the ruck when he's been in there. He's been very influential. He's giving his midfielders first use.
He's getting his hand to the footy first majority of the time. And he's a big reason why they're so far away on stoppages.
He won the tap down that time. Nellis, though, couldn't quite shark it. We'll have a stoppage. So what do you do here if you're Bryden Morgan? Your side's 3 goals down. Yes, you are going against a breeze, and it is away from home. What sort of things do you try to plan to do to get back into this one and get the game back on your terms?
Well, look, I mean, I think you can't go defensive. That's not going to help you. You know, you've got to start attacking. You've got to watch what Grange are doing. They're in tight and tough. they've just got that one man out, you know, but they obviously know, they've obviously worked on that over the pre-season. They know to look for that one man out, and they're using him every time. He's got 5 metres, and then off they go.
Vine wins the tap down that time for the Magpies. First in there's though O'Brien. McKee gets a metre hand past Blick, who was tackled from Beams, who's up on the ball now. Corvo tries to shark it out. We'll have a ball up. Right in front of the Magpies interchange gates. And they'll go at it once again. Tompkinson wins it that time for the Gorillas. Trying to get onto it is Janky Kane, the veteran. He's tackled by Thompson, and that could be holding the footy.
There's no room to breathe there, Janky Kane. Grange just not giving the Magpies any room to move at the moment.
Probably consider himself a little bit lucky there, Janky Kane. He certainly, I thought, dived on it, but not to be. Tompkinson, he's the other tall man. He's doing well. Thompson just says, get it out of here. He'll send it forward about 50 metres. Gore keeps in the field of play. Sockers it. It's gone out of bounds.
Ooh, wow. I thought the ball might have stayed in there. Lucky to get away with that, Grange.
So it is going to be a boundary throw, and I thought that was in the field of play too, but not to be. And they get another forward 50 entry and another chance on goal.
And another stoppage at Wilston half forward.
From the back, trying to win it down there was Eaton. Janky Kane first for the Magpies. Scored it
over
over by 2, and it's a very physical lineup this afternoon from the Grange. Of course, they were very competitive round 1 against Surfers Paradise for 3 quarters, who probably are one of the premiership favourites, so no disgrace in going down there. And they've brought that pressure game back to Hickey Park as trying to win it down was Vine. He couldn't quite. It's just bouncing around at the moment. It's all a bit of a scrap, really. Up in the air, it's punched forward there from Mason. He's still trying to go at it once again. He's taken off the football, goes back to Warren. He's dispossessed straight away at the bottom of this pack, and the umpire will call for another stoppage. So it's right on the 50.
Magpies are lucky that Grange didn't get the ball out there, because they had Hislop sitting off the pack, forward of the pack about 10 metres, all by himself inside the Grange 50.
Vine wins it down that time. Goes straight though. Teaton, who sends it forward, no mark taken. The Magpies have the numbers, and they'll do okay. Beams will send it towards the outer side. That's the cool sort of head that you really need defensively. Lewis, in his back pocket, he's got options up ahead, but again, they've been closed off pretty quickly here. So he's just going to have to set it up, and you can see what the wind did with that kick. Agarnis front position.
That's good mark. He's been paid the free kick anyway.
He's been paid the free kick, but he got front position. The ball really held up, and he could send it long. These tall targets are proving problems early.
Oh, in the goal square by himself, a Wilston player. Can't see who that is.
Agarnis will send it long to the pack, over the back. Janky Kane should get there first for the Magpies. He's got Lonergan ahead of him. If he uses his left, he does, but it's too far. Well done there from Thompson. He's kicked it from that spot before. It holds up. Is it going to carry?
Oh,
it's hit the post, but that was a mighty effort. And it's another behind.
I didn't think he had the legs on it, but it just kept going, that footy.
3-3-21 to 2 behind 2. Well into time on, into this opening term.
Cal Reid out the back here for the Magpies.
That's if it'll get to him. Austin should take it. He can't quite. Well done from Corbo. Thompson again. He's just happy to see it out of play.
Grange giving Austin no room to move. They're always a 2-on-1 in the marking contest.
And I think they've identified that matchup. He's probably their most dangerous forward in season 2019. Of course, there's no Jake DeWinton. There's no Anthony Corrie. He's probably the main target for them up forward. So you can shut him down. They're going to have to rely on their second and third stringers and their midfielders to kick goals. Warren's practically dived on it, but we'll have a stoppage.
He's only a young man too, Austin. I think he's only about 19 years of age, so he's got a lot on his shoulders this year if he's going to be their focal point.
Reid wins it down decisively. Nellis held his opponent, but no free kick. Bounces to the back. Lipscomb gets it away. McKee tried to feed it out to Farry. Big one-on-one contest coming up. Mitchell keeps it in the field of play, but taps it over. It's right in front of us in this commentary position. A beautiful afternoon. It looked like it was going to absolutely pour down early, especially in the first 10 minutes, but the clouds are just leaving, and we should be in for a pretty good, fast game in the second half.
I don't think the breeze is going to die down, but as long as the rain stays away.
Certainly help us.
Oh,
Janky Kane was taken, but no free kick. Gallagher gets it over the top. Lonergan, he's got an option in the middle of the ground in Edwards, who doesn't use it. He instead goes further forward. Agarnis, who's been prominent early, It goes forward to Winton. He couldn't quite get it there to Reed. Agarnis again. Gallagher. Now he's a raking left foot. That's going to bounce. That's going to bounce. And just like that, it's a goal.
Got a goal, yep.
It wasn't the greatest of kicks, but the wind took it back towards the square. And with that rain earlier in the game, still a pretty slick surface out there. It's a magnificent surface, don't get me wrong, but there's still a little bit of moisture, and it's just let it skid on, and that's the first for the Magpies.
Look, it doesn't matter what it looks like as long as they go through. And yeah, as you said, just he kept it low, kept it flat, skid off the surface through for a goal. Handy goal coming up towards quarter time. They really needed that. They've kept Grange goalless for the last 10 minutes, which is really good. Now can they sneak another one before quarter time?
So that's the first for the Magpies. It was much needed. Of course, they will be going to with the breeze in the second term, which might assist them in bringing this game back a bit. As we're ticking towards quarter time. Magnificent crowd here this afternoon. Grange have really had all the running early. It was really against the run of play, but ultimately what matters is the 6 points.
Austin moving into the ruck now for the Magpies as well.
Lipscomb came off the square early. He's got it away, but not the greatest of hand passes. It's turned over straight away, and the kick inside 50 from Lavelle. It's bounced further wide. It's just going to be bobbling around at the moment. Corvo sees it out of play. It was a spillage there.
Jake Gore was out there. Jake Gore out there for the Western Magpies. Sorry, no, not Jake Gore. Castledon it was. I'm reading the wrong team sheet here. Right in front of the scoreboard.
So back at the game. Well, Reedy's just far too strong there for Austin. Won it decisively, feeds a hand pass away. Farry. Sorry, it was Nellis. Similar numbers this afternoon, those two. He just sees it out. They'll have another throw in right in front of the scoreboard once again. So,
yeah, massive weight difference in this ruck duel here.
There's the throw in. You can see that strength advantage once again. Reed wins it down decisively in front. Easton, like a bulldog, will send it forward. That kick is carried pretty well towards the square. No mark taken. Agarnis has got to do well. He's got pressure coming all around him, but they've done well, this Grange defence. Corvo, can he keep it in? He does just.
Sloppy, just a sloppy kick there coming out of the back line. But you see the numbers rush back for Grange. They're really folding back well.
They certainly are. Their running capacity this year certainly looks a lot improved. It's probably, I remember reading the season preview and Coach Barry O'Brien, he was pretty impressed with how his Chargers' running ability was. Lipscomb gets it away and bursting through there.
Gets it. Just bit off a bit more than you could chew there.
It was Nellis. It was a little bit too much. And Lonigan, he'll get to 55 and set it towards the tip of the square. Huge pack of players. Big mark needed. None taken there from Winton. Agarnis gets it away. Hand pass towards Lipscomb. Keeps it in the field. That's a good clever kick to O'Brien. You can see his class. When he does have a little bit of time, he knows how to use it. And the mark is taken from McKee. And he'll look up further afield. Big one-on-one contest coming up. It'll be Gore. It goes over the back and Green's taken it well. He just positioned himself much better. He knew the wind was going to carry it, and he goes towards Beams, and Beams over the top to Gallagher. Now Gallagher's about 75 metres out towards Lonigan, and he's just going to set it up, the tall timber. We're going to fly, but it's quarter time. As they get into Goodall.
Yeah,
a little bit of push and shove here at quarter time.
Goodall just sort of dropped his man there in the marking contest as the siren went. Unnecessary, and Wilston boys are going to let him know about it.
Don't think there'll be too much in it. Of course, Jack Goodall is probably one of their most dangerous forwards as well when he rotates through there. Leading goal kicker for the Magpies this year with 5 goals, but it is quarter time. It's a 14-point margin in favour of the Grange, 3-4-22 to 1-2-8. Adrian, what do you think of that opening term?
Oh, look, it was all Wilston Grange, wasn't it? First 5 minutes, the Western Magpies sort of, had the ball in their forward line, didn't use it. From then on, it was all Wilston Grange. Magpies come back a little bit towards the end of that quarter, but too little, too late in a quarter time. 2 goals down. Again, low-scoring game as we thought it would be, but sun's out, rain's gone, wind seems to die down a bit, so hopefully we can get a bit more clean footy in the next 3 quarters.
So it is quarter time. It's Good Friday football here from Hickey Park on the outer suburbs of Brisbane. 3-4-22 to 1-2-8. We'll be back in about 5 minutes' time for the second term. Second term about to get underway here from Hickey Park, the outer suburbs of Brisbane, for Good Friday football. And so far it is the home side, the Wilston Grange Gorillas, who are looking 14 points to the good. 3-4-22, 1-2-8, Riley Starray and Adrian O'Reilly bringing you the coverage. And Adrian, you've got the goal scorers there.
Do have the goal scorers here. Look, 3 goals the Gorillas, all single goal scorers. Hislop with 1, Corvo 1 and Milford 1. And for the Western Magpies, their single goal coming from Jaden Gallagher. So, look, don't change the channel, guys. We are actually at the same game. Conditions here beautiful compared to half an hour ago where they were absolutely dirty. So hopefully it can stay like this for the last 3 quarters. We can get some nice clean footy.
Now, one thing I had noticed about these conditions too, the Grange, they were going with a very strong breeze early. That has died down. There's still a bit of wind around, but it's more of a swirl, if anything, especially from this angle, as the umpires will recall this one. One thing I did notice in that opening term was just the pure clearance dominance from the Gorillas. They were outstanding in that area of the ground.
Clearances were all over it. They're getting first use of the footy from their big ruckman as well. He's getting first hand to it.
Speaking of clearances, almost a free kick to Gribble, but
they're going to get
going in harder and getting the free kick was Warren, and he can send it towards his forward line, who are looking pretty dangerous early. 1-on-2 contest. Gallagher gets the double fister away. Hand pass over the top. Gallagher once again tried to get it, couldn't quite. Easton now for the Magpies. He's got an option short while he's run down.
Wow.
Still got it away to Castledine, to Beams, and he'll find Janky Kane, who is under a little bit of pressure from Coulter, but he's done well to hold it up. And Easton back to Janky Kane. Will sweep it further back to Beams. Now, Beams will step inside one, goes inside, has to be perfect, it's not. And it'll be Nellis, and he'll be about 65 metres out. He's got options shorter, instead he's going to look further afield. It's a good kick. If they can take it, they do. That was sensational work to just force his opponent under the ball and force it wide, and this will be Harry Milford's attempt at number 2.
He just ran out. Who was that? Blake Nellis. Just ran out, held the footy for an extra 2 seconds, waited for his man to get in position, and then beautiful kick in front of him, let him lead onto it.
So Milford, he's been prominent early. This to extend it to 20 points. He'll kick from just inside the 50. It looks good off the boot. That's another one.
Wow. That's a great kick against the breeze too.
The Gorillas are up and about here. The Magpies have got some issues and they need to sort them out pretty quickly. It's a 20-point margin, 4-4-28 to 1-2-8 early stages opening second term.
Notice Western Magpies, they're really using Beams in that quarterback role, and he's just unfortunately a bit of a sloppy kick there. Going with the wind, it's just gone straight over the top of his man. And a beautiful kick inside by Nellis. That was set up that goal.
These clearance issues, they've really got to sort this out. So of course, the Magpies, they are a bit under strain today. Quite a few of them have been called up to the NEFL, including Aaron Highlands, who was best on ground for them last week against the Tigers. You've got all 10 votes in the Sid Guilford. He's not playing today. Of course, they're missing the likes of Harwood as well, as Nellis gets in there first. It's been quite common this afternoon, a Gorilla getting first to the footy. We'll have a stoppage just forward of centre.
Seen that a fair bit today, a Gorilla getting first to the footy.
So Rucks will go at it once again. Tompkinson wins it down decisively. Falls over the bottom. Warren tries to feed it out. Lonergan couldn't quite get there. It's been a bit of an almost afternoon for him. Still bouncing around. Tompkinson again. Is ridden into the ground from Vine.
Umpire letting it go.
And it'll be a stoppage. Just once again in the middle of the ground. Vine wins it down. Castledine couldn't get it away. Easton now to Janky Kane towards the forward line. Agarnis, well, he went at it first and harder and his opponents let it go. Goodall, though, he is classy. He'll set it up. That's a brilliant kick. And Pieball, he's dropped the absolute sitter. Wasn't very good from him. And now trying to get in there is Gore. Still bouncing around, and they're going to clear it out eventually. It's been a bit of a story of the Magpies afternoon towards the wing position. Winton couldn't take the mark. He's in there first, tackled straight away. The Gorillas, they're just hunting in packs this afternoon early. It's still bouncing around. Mitchell couldn't clear it away. It's an absolute scrap. Now it's sort of socket off the boot. Gallagher, off his right foot, will send it towards half forward. It's a 3-on-2, but Austin will get there first. He is the hit up forward this afternoon. He's been ridden off it once again. Could be a free kick for legs.
Yep.
And it will be going the way of the Gorillas. And it'll be going Safari.
Safari, just a laconic kick. Oh, a very, very good mark there by Hislop. Sorry, he slipped. Just slow at the moment. He's seen something he likes inside 50. The man fell over. They should mop up at the back here. That's almost holding the ball there. But the Magpies looking to clear. They just cannot get a clean possession. Jumping shot at goal there is off target and one behind. I think that was Harry Milford kicked that.
He certainly was. He's already kicked 2 this afternoon.
I think he had more time than he thought. He's just sort of trying to bang it around the corner.
So the kick in from Lewis towards half back. It's probing. But again, they can't quite get it through Reed, one of the small men for this Magpies outfit. Good second effort to lay the tackle. And it's still sort of bouncing around in there. It finally comes out. Mitchell couldn't get it away. Beams just sort of hand passes it forward. Castledine off the left will send it towards the wing. Goes over the head of Aganis, and now they really have a chance here if they can get it through Lavelle. He slipped over, still keeps his feet, sent towards the middle of the ground. Janky Kane couldn't quite pick it up, but he's got some time. It's okay to read. That's a bit of an up and under kick. Big one coming up. Thompson forces the spoil. 55 metres out from the Magpies attacking goal, and they'll be able to rebound. They've got numbers on this outer wing if they go quickly. He slipped. He now spots his captain in Reed, who will just laconically jump onto this ball. Now, what's he got ahead? Well, he's been tackled straight away.
Captain on captain there.
And Winton, he's done well. They had more space there. He probably thought he did. He got there a little bit slowly, but it'll be a stoppage.
He just sort of loped towards that footy, yeah. I think if he didn't have as much time as he thought he did.
So it'll be a throw-in, but this is where the Gorillas have dominated all afternoon. Crawford couldn't quite now. Bounces to McKee. He's been good early. Hand pass over the top. Was well done there from Mason. There's a snap towards goal, and Leong has kicked it.
Yep.
It is 27 points the margin. And I sort of feel like I'm watching a Magpies game from 2018. They go through patches where they play some great football, but then they play some games where they didn't look switched on, and at the moment that looks the case. 5-5, 35, 1-2-8. We've played about 7 or 8 minutes into this second quarter.
That was way too easy by Leong. Just brushed off that tackle and then no pressure. Had a big hole to run into. Settle himself, line up, beautiful finish.
So what do the Maggies do from here? This is a big hole early in a game, and it is a hard place to play, Hickey Park, and the crowd's right into it. It's a big crowd this afternoon, Adrian.
Oh, look, I just don't think they're getting numbers to the contest. There's no pressure on the ball carrier. It's a total opposite game. You look at the Magpies, what they're doing. As soon as what the Gorillas are doing. As soon as the Magpies get the footy, there is pressure on the man. They get numbers around the ball. They get numbers around the contest. That's why they're winning it out so easily.
Reed wins the clearance. Neither ruckman really went at it. It goes towards half forward. They've got numbers again. They are running right on top of the ground. Dixon will send it forward towards Nellis. Couldn't take it. Well done from Saunders to force the spoil.
It's better there by
over
Saunders.
The boundary. But the Grange, they look really on song early. It's nice to see them with a relatively fully fit and settled lineup. I can't remember the last time I saw them with that sort of list profile.
Now the question is, can the Western Magpies get out of here?
Out of the pack, it's sort of gone up in the air from Warren. He almost kicked it to himself. Lewis sees it over. And we'll have a throw in the forward 50 here for the Gorillas. Every player pretty much in one half of the ground again as the wind continues to swirl. Crawford couldn't quite feed it out. At the bottom, McKee, he's just getting these clearances. He sets it up. 2-on-1 contest. The Magpies should prevail. Winton won the spoil, but they have numbers at the front here, the Gorillas. Hand pass inside. Nellis couldn't quite get onto it, but they're just putting so much pressure on the ball carrier that every Magpie disposal is rushed. Well done from Saunders. It's cleared away, but it going to come straight back here through Aganis, who sets it up towards the forward 50. Tompkinson tries to get the hand pass to Leong. Will feed it out towards Gribble. Back to Aganis. He drops the football. He spent it before he got it. And now it's out to Leong again. They're just queuing up here. Sent to a 2-on-2. Big push out, no free kick play on against Eaton. It's still bouncing around at the bottom, and Beams will just settle them down.
That's better kick.
And it goes eventually to Vine, at half-back.
I think that's what the Western Magpies got to do at the moment. They've just got to slow it down. A lot of chaos footy, so just a big kick out to the pack. And again, look, Wilston Grange, look, they've got men running everywhere. Going to go straight inside forward 50. And nothing kick, really. Should mop up here, the Western Magpies. Still under pressure. They look like they're rushing themselves. That's better. That's better. Just short kick, slow it down a lot. No, it's
out on the full.
Out on the full, wow. So they're not doing themselves any favours here, the Magpies.
They're certainly not. Towards the square, Tompkinson in front.
Too big.
Well, that is too easy. You cannot let the forward ruckman get front position when you know the kick's going to drop short, and this could extend it to 33 points, Adrian.
I don't know how they could miss him. He's a big, big man, and you let him stand in front of you. I don't think you're going to get around him.
So Tompkinson, this kick towards this end of the ground does favour the right footer. On this end, he'll just curl it in nicely if he sets it up for a 33-point lead. No one saw this coming in, and he's kicked it.
Wow.
He has kicked it. Alarm bells are blaring. 6-5-41 to 1-2-8.
Wilston Grange really looking to put this game to bed early. And it doesn't look like the Western Magpies have much fight against it. They're just sort of being thrown around like a rag doll at the moment. They're not showing any resilience whatsoever.
Of course, it is an under-strength Magpies lineup. I have said that a couple of times. They did have quite a few forced omissions during the week. But nonetheless, you would certainly, for a flag fancy, they should have the depth to cover that. But the evidence at the moment says they don't.
No excuses in football. If you're a young player who's getting a chance to play top league, you want to take it with both hands. And the young black and white outfit here, not doing it at the moment.
So back in the middle, Rucks go at it. Reid wins it down decisively. Thompson sends it forward. Milford, he sort of socketed it to himself very cleverly to Gribble towards the forward 50. Misses his target in Leong. It goes out of play. And we'll have a throw in.
Yeah, I don't think Grange minded going out of play with the amount they're winning from the contest.
So would you try to swing any positional changes early? Like at the moment, they're just getting dominated all over the ground. But would you try to throw like a Goodall? Like obviously they put him into the ruck, but would you try to throw him back just to steady the ship as it comes out through Gallagher to Lonergan?
Yeah, look, I don't think it's so much positional. I think it's their game style. Look, it's a very one-on-one game by Wilston Grange. As soon as they don't have the footy, they're getting back on their men. I think that the Western Magpies got to try and run a bit more, position up, and lead at the footy.
Well, that was a poor kick there from Thompson. And Saunders, he's about halfway. We'll send it towards half forward. That's a good kick.
Better. Yeah.
That is much better. And to say this is much needed is an understatement.
That was better. Look, they have been slow going forward, but he picked out his man very quickly, moved it on, and pretty much he was all by himself. He had men around him, but he had enough time.
So to bring it back to 27 points, the kick's on its way from Brisky.
Wow.
Couldn't quite take it at the bottom of the pack. Reid tries to get the hand pass away. Pope really couldn't, but he got a hand pass. Great smother off the boot. This pressure from the Grange is outstanding. Easton 50 out, sends it out on the full. And that's really the story of the afternoon. It's the first real time we've seen Jack Brisky, who took that mark at centre half forward this afternoon. Of course, he's a Lions Academy product. Only 17 years of age, so a lot to ask from him in a really marquee game to stand up.
Yeah, what Wilston Grange are doing here, well, not so much that. You don't want to see them play on, but they need that short, sharp, steady kicks.
And they're just streaming forward. Gribble to the captain in Reid. Will set it on its way.
Oh.
And that would have been one of the goals of the year, one of the team goals of the year, but it's just gone to the left. The wind really carried it. 34 points the margin, 6-6-42 to 1-2-8.
That was just a training drill. That was way too easy.
Lewis goes short, finds Mitchell, sends it further wide. They'll just laconically march it out of defence. Kick up the line, it's good to Pope. He's right on the wing, but what does he have ahead of him? That's the question. They position themselves well. Gore is the spare in the hole.
I'm waiting for someone to lead at the man. I do not see any.
Lewis, the halfback, he had an option inside in green. Instead, he's going to go back to Pope. Just chipping around at the moment. Maybe a little bit of ball control just to settle things down, try to get the game back on their terms, get back into it really, because they're not playing particularly well at the moment. Mitchell.
Riley Easton standing all by himself in the centre of the ground here.
Inside
They're going to go to him now.
To Murray, to Easton. Now he is about 50 metres out. He doesn't have the biggest legs, so I don't know if he'll get it from there. He'll set it up. Austin the target, one-on-one. Can't take the mark. Well done from Farry. Austin's ridden off the football. Could have been a free kick. It is a free kick. It's a free kick to Austin. He was tackled way after he got rid of it, and he should kick the Magpies second, the left footer.
Look, he should kick this. This is going to be good for his confidence today. They've kicked to him a lot of times, the Western Magpies. Just the 2-on-1, they're really quelling him out. But earned the free kick, shot on goal. Maybe just stem the flow a little bit.
So Austin, he'll kick from about 25 metres out. Should kick it. It's on its way, and he's missed.
Oh, well.
Well, you can't be missing those, unfortunately. He's got a lot of potential, the young man, but unfortunately for him, he missed something that was pretty elementary. Gore goes long, Eaton took it off the hands. It's kept in the field of play. Well, that's a hand pass to himself. It's kept in bounds somehow. Tompkinson could have get it. Clean bowls everyone. Green will be first there for the Magpies. He'll send it back to Goodall. Well, that's a smother off the boot from Reid. Well done. He's almost taken high. No free kick. It's kept in the field of play. No, it's not.
Reid's
out of bounds.
Reid's down here behind play.
Reid.
He might have got a knee to the head there.
I think he's got a knee. He's certainly right, Adrian. I do think he's got a knee to the head. Thompson to McKee.
No, he's not good at all. No, I think you can count him out for the day.
McKee short, Lipscomb. Can't break the tackle. It's a high tackle.
Oh, wow.
It's unlucky there, Brisky. Put good pressure on. But Lipscomb into the middle of the ground.
Oh, men all by himself.
To Smart. Can he use it intelligently? He'll just set it up. A lot of numbers. Mason couldn't take a big fist over the back. Still bouncing around. Magpies have the numbers. They should be able to clear this, and they do it well through Mitchell, who send it towards the wing. One-on-one contest. Corvo and Lonigan. Lonigan there first. Loses his feet. Corvo kept his. That's very important in a game of football. And he'll send it right back from whence it came up the line. But the Magpies have the numbers once again. Lewis. It's sort of been played between the arcs in the last couple of minutes. It's up the line. Smart will just send it long towards the forward 50. Big fly from the back. And it's Eaton. Now, there's no one in the square, but I don't think he backs himself with the leg. Instead, he goes short, and he's found his man. He has found Gore. That'll be Jake. And he can extend it to 39 points, Adrian.
Eaton,
39 points.
His eyes lit up when he saw that kick coming in. Just saw his man in front of him, looked at his back and thought, yep, my knee is going right there.
So Gore, to tight angle. The wind's died down on that end of the ground, so a true kick from that distance should do it.
He's kicked it. Hit the
very true, but
inside
just
of the post.
the upright. And it's one behind. 34 points the margin, 6-7 to 1-3.
He did the right thing when he kicked it. He kept it low, tried to keep it out of the breeze, but just hitting the inside of that post.
Winton towards the wing position. Austin one-on-one. He's really just getting worn like a rag doll at the moment.
They're all over him.
He's trying very hard, but every time they can, they're just getting a little bit of body pressure on him. Farry's doing a very good job in that department. They're just edging him. They're just getting under his skin a little bit.
And the umpires are letting a fair bit go. Like Austin, he has had his jumper grabbed a lot, so.
Tompkinson almost won it down. Thompson couldn't pick it up. Goodall will send it out towards the outer side. It's a foot race between Reid and Corvo. I think I know who's going to win that one. It's the latter, but he couldn't quite pick it up. Lonigan, well done from Corvo. He's done incredibly well to get that away. They're just forcing it forward once again. McKee, his hand pass wasn't the greatest. Big tackle on Castledine, and it's holding a footy. I thought it wasn't going to be paid, but it is advantage play on. Mason feeds out the hand pass to Coulter. He has got all the time in the world. He's 50 and closing. He'll set it towards goal to the near side. And one behind. 6-8, 44, 139. They are absolutely all over him at the moment. As Thompson just spoils that one out of play. This has been the best first half I have seen Grange play.
That contest in the middle of the ground, just then, Corvo, 3-on-1. He beat a lot of them.
It's the best first half I think they've played in a long time.
Oh, they look fantastic today, Wilston Grange.
They are looking magnificent. It's a new team. Bit of optimism around them. Lipscomb, Coulter, spearing pass.
Oh.
And once again, there will be another shot on goal. And that will be Milford. And he should kick it from here.
That is a beautiful kick inside 50. Just laid it out in front of his man to run onto.
So Milford.
It's been dangerous, Milford.
To extend it to 41 points. He likes it off the boot.
Not going to miss from there.
This is really getting away from the Magpies now. Don't take anything away from this Gorillas lineup, but this has quite frankly been a terrible first half for the Western Magpies. Big expectations coming into the year. They had a good win last week, but this does not look good at all for them. 41 points the margin. 7-8-50 to 139. We're about to hit time on into this second term, Adrian O'Reilly.
They're really not helping themselves here, the Western Magpies. They look very, very lackadaisic. Pardon me. Simple things. Wilston Grange, they're getting numbers to the footy. They're not going to stop the Wilston ruckman from getting his hand to the footy first, but they've got to quell the Wilston Grange sentiment from getting that ball out so easily. If they've got to play a bit of defensive footy, then so be it.
Crawford couldn't quite get it off the ground. Numbers favour the Grange once again. Cleared over the back. Big contest coming up. He slipped, coming at it like a bull at the gate. He just wanted that more, and he wanted his opponents off it. Gore will send it towards half forward.
Whoa,
That's a stud up. It could have been a free kick for Riley Easton, not paid. Mason will step around him a bit too easily. He keeps his feet, gets around Crawford, hand pass inside. Dixon off the left. Well, they messed around with it a bit, and he'll go over the boundary eventually, right on the 50. It was a bit of a Toby Green studs up style there from Luca Mason.
If it was any normal play, you'd think it wouldn't be dangerous because it's Riley Easton. It's going to hit him straight in the chin. Riley Easton, I don't think it'll worry him too much. He's a bit of a bull.
So Vine virtually went himself. Castledine tackled straight away, and Vine has kicked that out on the full. Right in front of what's a pretty good crowd in front of us.
I think that was a Western Magpies supporter there getting the possessions, probably the cleanest possession they've had today.
Wouldn't disagree with you, O'Brien. Well, the wind's really carried that. Oh, what a mark!
Wow.
They're just too good at the moment. And Nellis has taken that decisively in front of Edwards. And he'll have the shot from about 35 metres out. Wind will go across him, so he's going to have to aim this, you'd think, at the left goalpost.
Edwards did everything right there. He had great position. Yes, he was behind, but he had the fist out. Ball just fell in the Nellis lap.
So Nellis to extend it even further.
Ooh.
Sends it on its way. It's tumbling back. It's in.
Yep.
It's a good kick off the boot. And unless something major happens in the second half, the Magpies are almost out of this one.
Yes, it's look, you just hope that they haven't put the cue in the rack. They look like they don't really want to be there.
It's been a very disappointing performance for them in this opening half. Nothing to take away from Wilston Grange. This is the best first half I think anyone has seen them play in a long, long time. But one thing the Magpies can take away last week, it was all square at halftime against Labrador, and they had a really good second half. They won that one by 51 points. So they know they can come back. But the way the Grange are playing, this looks a bridge too far. Crawford out in the middle. They need more clearances like that to Lavelle.
Yep.
Good mark. He's about 60 metres out from goal. Now, there's not that much movement up ahead of him yet. Austin trying to posture.
Very stagnant in the Western Magpies forward 50.
Goodall pushing towards the pocket. There's a further hit up target in Lonergan. It's not on it. Instead, he just sets it up for the Flyers. No mark taken. Corvo with the spoil. Nellis, the goal scorer, is pushed defensively. That's a snap. And that will go across the face, and Smart will take that one in the field of play. They are just running on the ground at the moment, this Gorillas outfit. It is rather extraordinary to watch considering what we saw of them at times last year. It's really fantastic to see.
Look, you hope that this is the worst they can bring. They were very patchy last year, the Western Magpies. Western Magpies, when they were up, they look fantastic. When they're down, they look woeful. So, look, you hope they got more to give.
Chomkinson wins it down. Vine tries to kick it away. Garnis has done well. He'll send it towards the forward line. They have numbers here. Big fly there from Eden. Crashes the pack. And he's got it all on his own. He's going to set it out towards Gribble, who he knows a thumping kick if he can get it. Well, that's bounced off the schnoz there of Janky Kane as the rain tumbles down again. Gribble will send it forward, almost to McKee. Breaks 2 tackles inside, hand pass straight to Crawford. Now Crawford, he is a smart user of the footy. He'll send it back and they'll just kick it towards the middle to Vine, who couldn't take it. Now Thompson will set it up. It's a good kick. Eaton should get there. He does eventually. Keeps it in front of himself. He'll send it towards goal. 2-on-2 contest. Spoil over the back. That'll be one behind to Winton. As that lead is further extended. It's starting to get rather heavy here.
Rain really starting to tumble down now.
As it's at half back. And the Magpies will send it towards the wing. And good spoil over the back from Gore. We'll see it out of play. It was supposed to clear after about 1:30, but it looks like it's about a 1-minute sun shower, and hopefully it clears up after half-time, Adrian.
Oh, look, it's been beautiful most of this quarter, and then the rain all of a sudden just come from nowhere, and everyone in front of us just scrambled. Unfortunately, we've had to scramble under some cover as well.
Tompkinson wins it down decisively. Thompson gets a soccer. Coming in hard's Lavelle. He couldn't pick it up, nor could Beams. It's just bouncing around at the moment. Beams will try get on it now. He's ridden away, but the Magpies will try get it through Saunders. Hand pass it back. Now it's sent further forward from Murray.
And that's just
1-on-2 contest, not the greatest of kicks. And there's not a lot of system at the moment.
I mean, look, you look, he had nothing to kick to. There was no one leading at him whatsoever.
Murray dives on it, McKee. Well, he's been given the free for having his legs taken out. And nothing's really going right this afternoon for the Magpies.
It's not. Looked like Murray wasn't real happy with that free kick. He's had the free kick paid against him and give his man a bit of a shove afterwards.
McKee sends it short to Gore. Will send it long. Can the Flyers take one? Well, that's almost over the back. No mark taken. Cleared away from Winton. Crawford will be there first for the Magpies. Got to break the tackle. He does it well. Gallagher, he's swamped, but still clears it away towards the wing. Austin's in a pack of 3. Couldn't quite take it. Lipscomb, Garnis. Hand pass inside to Smart. Lipscomb, his ball was intercepted. O'Brien sends it forward instead. And that's another good mark. The contested marking in the forward 50 from the Gorillas is one of the many points of difference this afternoon. And Eaton will have another shot at goal and extend this lead further again to 9 goals. Adrian, 9 goals.
Yeah. I really don't know what to say.
So on the siren, this would be the cream on top of the cake.
Well, he's just let one go there.
Looks like the cake's going without the cream, but it's been a magnificent opening half here for the Gorillas. It's a massive crowd for them, and they have seen a football exhibition. They go ahead by 8 goals at halftime, Adrian. 8 goals. What more can you say?
Well, one single goal of the Western Magpies. They are being taught a football lesson at the moment.
They certainly are. What do you do if you're Bryden Morgan? Your side's down by 8 goals. All hope looks lost. Of course, when they do get on a roll, they look very good. What positional changes do you swing in the second half?
Look, again, as I said before, I don't think it's so much about positional changes. I think it's their style of play. they can't play this rush game of footy. They can't play the running game of footy because Wilston Grange are getting too many numbers to the footy and too many numbers to the man. I think they've just got to play. They've got to play a Hawthorn style football from their premiership years. Just these short, sharp kicks. Maybe turn it into a one-on-one game, defensive style one-on-one. They're letting their Wilston men get away too easily. So, yeah, I don't think it's so much about positional changes. They've just got to hold tight on their men when Wilston have the footy and try and work on some clean footy themselves.
So, we head into half-time, 49 points the margin, 8-10-58, 1-3-9. Good Friday football. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the second half to see if this onslaught continues or if the Magpies can make a comeback. Good Friday football here in the QAFL, and we are live from Hickey Park, and quite frankly, it has been an absolute belting in this opening half. 49 points the margin to the good, the Wilston Grange Gorillas. They are 8-10-58 to the Western Magpies 1-3-9. I'm Riley Starr, Adrian O'Reilly with you for the coverage. And Adrian, can the Magpies just start to play some football and try to get back into this one?
Look, I think the Magpies, they've got to forget about the scoreboard right now. I think that, look, at halftime, as a coach, I would have just told them to reset, come out, play this quarter of football, win this quarter of football, but do it on our terms. Let's play our style. Give some confidence to these boys. Let's believe in the style. Let's play our style because we can beat any mob on any day with our style. So let's go out, let's play this third quarter, our style, let's win the quarter and then go from there.
So, a little bit anticlimactic that bounce, so we'll go to the ball up. Rucks go at it that time. Tompkinson won it down. Janky Kane looks like he's moved to a wing. Gets the hand pass away. Vine couldn't get it off the ground. Trying to sort of sneak it out. Crawford goes in hard. She's bouncing around at the moment. Castledine couldn't get it off the hands. Nellis is tackled by Easton. And we'll have a stoppage.
Magpies look like they're coming a little bit harder this quarter, so let's see if they can keep that up, keep that intensity up.
Of course, you never know. The Magpies, one thing about them, they're very streaky. They can play some patches of really poor football, but then play a quarter of brilliance, so they can certainly get back into it. Easton taken after the tackle, no free kick. And we'll have a stoppage here. Yeah, certainly come out a lot harder, you can tell that already.
Not happy with that, Riley. Easton too looked over the umpire, said, what about me?
They're getting into Lipscomb. Tompkinson again. Coulter couldn't win it off. Castledine sends it towards half forward. Austin tries to tap it forward to himself. McKee, he was very prominent early. To Agarnis, he's a good right foot user of the ball, just sort of sets it up. It's worked out okay. Dixon, Lipscomb in trouble, but ultimately clears it, but it goes over the boundary. And we'll have a stoppage.
Yeah, Agarnis has been fantastic back there. He's been a real rock in their defence.
Now, whilst it might be raining here at Hickey Park, and at the moment, a little bit heavier, certainly hasn't dissuaded the crowd. It's a magnificent crowd here for Good Friday football, and the locals are enjoying it so far, especially the result. Gallagher taken off the football, no free kick. Easton overruns it. There's a free kick. It's for a high tackle.
Magpies wait.
It's going to go to weight of Winton. Now, what does he do with it here? He's usually a pretty sure head. He's just going to send it up the line. One-on-one contest. No mark taken from Farrier. Garnis, he's been prominent. Gets the hand pass intercepted though by Reed. Easton just tumbles it forward, trying to find Lavelle. Big pack of players. No mark taken. Lavelle with courage gets the football. Tackled straight away from Gore. Going in hard's Lonigan. He's dispossessed. Gore gets it again. He dived on it. That could be ball, not quite. And we'll have a ball up just forward of centre. I'll tell you what, Lovell, he's taking no prisoners early in this second half. He's going at it pretty hard as back at the contest. Tompkinson wins it down. Janky Kane just sort of taps it away. Lipscomb, he's taken off it. Trying to get in there hard is Mitchell. Agarnis again. He's tackled by Reed.
That's a great tackle.
That's a brilliant tackle. That should be holding the football.
He's going to pay it, yeah. Kyle Reed took on the bigger man.
This is better intent from the Magpies now. Reed, he's got some tall timber ahead. Instead, he goes further wide to...
It'll work.
To Lonigan. He plays on. He'll set it up. They need a mark in the square. No mark taken from either Austin or Goodall. It's still at the bottom. Corvo, he breaks the tackle, gets the hand pass away, does it well. It's just punted out of there from Gore towards the outer side position. Big contest coming up. Lewis taken in a brilliant tackle, and we'll have a stoppage. And at any time the Magpies have had any semblance of momentum this afternoon, the Gorillas just come up with an answer straight away.
They just jump on it very quickly, the Gorillas. One thing I have noticed, they've put Jenky Kane on the footy, and he's really given him a bit of muscle down there. Look, he's not getting a clean possession, but he's putting his head over the footy. You know, maybe show his teammates, you know, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
So Thompson, in the middle of Hickey Park, sends a forward, a brilliant kick. That's one of the kicks of the afternoon. Leong Spilton, unfortunately, still gets a hand pass away. Milford has to do well. He's fighting against three, then takes Lewis high, but no free kick. Play on. Numbers converge. This could be disastrous. That's a free kick. It's going the way of Mason.
That was clumsy. Oh, that's
a jab. That is a jab in the face, right in front of the umpire. Umpire's deemed it would appear not enough force with that, and Luca Mason, he'll have a shot from 55.
He's backing himself here, Mason.
Mason, he is going to back himself in. He'd take a magnificent kick to set it from there. I tell you what.
Oh,
it's a behind. I set myself up for the big crescendo, but the wind failed on me that time. It's 50 points the margin, 8-11 to 1-3. Early stages, third term.
Yeah, Reid in the pocket. They've obviously moved Reid downfield a bit. Short pass, nice. This is the way I was talking about in the second quarter I wanted to play. But no one leading up. Oh,
there's a free kick. Oh, well,
that's happened there.
You cannot afford to let that happen.
I think it's Logan Murray's just knocked his man off the footy. Sorry, off the ball, he's knocked his man down. Just no reason. I don't know whether he was acting for it or not, but the key to kick inside 50, and he's turned it over.
Janky Kane has been busy early in this third term, but the Magpies, they've stemmed the tide, but ultimately they need to start kicking some goals and try to get themselves anything out of this game. Really, Winton will send it towards the outer side. Lewis, hand pass over the top, finds Janky Kane, who's run on hard but fumbled it. Lewis again just lets it out of play. We'll have a stoppage just outside of the forward 50 for the Grange.
Looks like the Magpies are going to start to favour that outside again in this third quarter.
So again, a lot of numbers around this boundary throw-in. It'll be Eaton against Vine. Give the honours to Eaton that time. Janky Kane, though, will get the clearance away from the kick. He'll send it towards the wing position. No mark taken there from Tompkinson. It's still going away. Aganis will kick it further back. He'll find Gore, and there's options in the middle of Hickey Park. One of them's Coulter. He can run with it. Hand pass over the top. Sorry, it was not Coulter, it was Mason. Now it goes to Corvo. That's a huge kick.
Oh, well done.
A spoil there from Winton.
Winton. Just come from nowhere to snag that 3 for a behind.
Corvo has just pumped that from the centre square. There's one behind, 51 points the margin now as Lewis sends it towards Lonergan on the outer side.
So again, on the outside, the Western Magpies here. Just goes a big up and under. Big pack of players. It's turned over again. Wilston, Grange, good handball, quick handball. Garnis dropped it, couldn't hold on to it, but they've still got it here, the Gorillas. Pumps it forward. Now they've got men everywhere here. Steadies up, has a shot, and that is easy as you like. That was way too easy there. That was Jonah Farry there. Jonah Farry kicked that goal there. That was they had 3 men around the footy, no Western Magpies in sight. He had time to just sit down, have a picnic, get up, steady, and kick a goal.
Yeah, that was far too easy, Adrian. And I think, the Magpies have gone hard. They are missing a lot of players today. But you still think with the personnel they'd certainly been more competitive than they have been so far. But I think it's almost getting to the point you need to get something out of this game, because in the quaffle, as we know, it's very important with lesser games than AFL level. There's only 16 games actually played for each team. Percentage is all the crucial. They can't let this blow out too much. and let it get away from them because they could be in the fight
That goal,
for the finals, but
that goal's a mental
Sydney will
killer.
play crucial.
Look, they were playing. That's a great tackle, Riley Easton.
it's not paid though, holding the ball. Mitchell gets the hand pass away, misses Janky Kane. Warren goes in again. Janky Kane reeks it out. Mitchell taken high, no free kick, gets it away to Janky Kane. To Easton, he's about to get approached by Garnis.
He heard the footsteps there.
I think he did hear the footsteps of Garnis. He was being lined up and maybe somewhat wisely.
Going back to what I was saying, look, that goal is a killer because they started this third quarter really well and then they give away such an easy goal like that. Their heads drop very quickly.
Crawford tackles his man over the top of it.
Look,
He's always written in the back. No free kick. Crawford going in hard. He's got the shaved lid in 2019. Garnis, he's kept it in the field of play. Warren intelligently keeps it in. Janky Kane sort of went off his boot. Gribble went in first, and there'll be another stoppage right in front of the coaching box of the Magpies. Have noticed, of course, Reid, he looks like he is out of the game. He had a very good opening half. He copped that hit late in the second term, and he hasn't emerged as of yet, and I don't think they quite frankly need him to with a lead like this.
He copped the knee to the bonds in that second quarter and looked pretty unsteady.
So Tompkinson will go up against Vine. Tompkinson wins it down. Falls to the back. Numbers favour the Magpies. Beams a little bit further on the ball.
Clever
kicks it over the
kick.
top. That's a good kick. It was a very clever kick. And it's gone to his teammate there in Sivic. Now Sivic, what's he got ahead of him? Not too much. He's just going to tumble a punt. And it's really been quite poor disposal. It's cost him today. Beams. That's not the greatest of kicks. He's missed Easton. Gribble, hand pass. Dixon. They're just queuing up here. Leong fumbles twice. Crawford pushes him off. Leong still wins the footy. He'll just be trapped in the centre square. And we'll have a ball up.
Yeah, Leong just spent it before he had it there. Bit of push and shove in there.
So back at the contest, Easton, Lonigan sends it forward off the left. No mark taken from Pope. Corvo trying to get it out. He's taken from two Magpies. Still trying to get out. He does it somehow. Lipscomb, hand pass out. That could have been a mistake. Oh, brilliant tackle there from Gore. Still bounces. This should be a goal. Oh, Brisky. He has spent it before he got it. It's in the pocket. Reid has missed. And, well,
All
that describes the day of the Magpies in one play.
All that work for a solitary point.
So it's 9-12 to 1-4. Only one goal this afternoon so far for the Maggies. It's going to be a free kick. And it'll be going the way of Tompkinson.
Add insult to injury, just get a free kick to make an easy exit.
Warren down the line. Eaton pushed in the back, no free kick. Castledine taken off it. Easton again dispossessed. Gribble trying to go at it hard. Castledine is been valiant this afternoon without being spectacular. Easton like a bulldog. And it'll be a ball up. Right in front of the crowd on this broadcast wing.
Riley Easton trying his heart out, but he's really not getting a lot of help around the footy.
Goodall wins it down. Warren.
Oh, little man.
Well, Easton, that was a brilliant tackle. It's still bouncing around. Lonigan almost taken high there from Thompson. No free kick. Crawford now. He gets it away. Hand pass to Murray. He's got to get it quickly because there's numbers converging either side. Sivic gets it at the back of the pack. Lonigan again. He's been one of the better Magpies this afternoon, but's dispossessed. Leong fed a hand pass away. Good tackle from Goodall to dispossess his opponent. And the umpire is just going to let this go. It's going to be holding the football. Well, that looked like it bounced out at the end, really.
Yeah.
And Goodall's got the free kick, though, for the Magpies.
He was obviously looking for something because wants to break up the play a bit.
Goodall sends it long. No mark from Austin. Forced the spoil. Lonigan steps inside. Hand pass back to Castledine. Feeds it further wide to Austin. That's an interesting sort of a kick. Garnis gets the ball. Hand pass goes straight there to Lavelle. There's a further free kick, and it's going the way
of the Magpies.
And it's going to go to Lovell. Well, Lavelle, as I've been calling him all day, and this is for the second goal, and maybe some reward for the hard effort in this third term.
No wind at the moment, so no excuses.
So Zane Lavelle He'll kick from about 30 to 35 metres out. Not too much of an angle, shouldn't be a problem, and it isn't. That's a goal. Well done from the young man. It's the first goal the Magpies have kicked since the opening term. They're still 50 points down though. They've got a big mountain to climb. 9-12-66 to 2-4-16. About halfway through this third term, Adrian O'Reilly.
Look, they have looked better at the start of this third quarter. It's not clean footy, it's scrappy footy, but they look like they're putting their head over it a bit more. Playing sort of like Wilston did in that first quarter, just that crash and bash forward.
He certainly did. He's been pretty physical in this quarter, Zane Lavelle, but they need a bit more of that.
Look, Lavelle's been all right. Riley Easton's been good. Castledon's been good. Putting Jenky Kane in amongst it, I think, has been a good move.
So back in the middle, Rucks go at it. Tompkinson wins it down. No clearance though either side. Castledine was taken immediately. We'll have a ball up. You never know with this Magpies lineup. Maybe they can get a few goals in a row. Maybe scare this Wilston Grange outfit a little. Of course, they haven't had too many wins over the years. There's a free kick. Well, that's just a little bit undisciplined. You'll go the way of Goodall, and Goodall will send it long towards the forward 50. Austin the Rover this time.
Oh,
he just shoved off it from Corvo, and then Corvo's ridden into the ground. Not called holding the ball. Lonigan anyway has kicked a point.
Just rushed through from behind.
Should have been holding the ball against Isaac Corvo. Not to be.
Austin shoved off it way too easily, but then as soon as Corvo grabbed that footy, there was two Magpies on him.
Agarnis laconically trotting it out, then just casually kicking at 65 metres. It's a good kick too. You'll find Leong on the wing. Now where does Leong go? The experienced campaigner for this Wilston Grange outfit. He goes short, it's a good kick.
Yeah, this is where they're going to look to go into centre half forward.
There's a lot of numbers ahead of the football. It's just set up from Farry. He'll set it long. Nellis the target, goes over the back. That's how to play. Of course, this is the only game this weekend of the Quaffle. Next week will be another full onslave of games. The main one being Wednesday night. This Wilston Grange outfit, they will be licking their chops to play Sandgate on their home deck after what's been a great performance so far.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, as you said, on their home deck. Wednesday night game, Anzac Eve, they're going to love that. They will lap that up.
So back at the contest, Warren tries to feed it away. It's socketed further forward. It's just escorting it towards the boundary. Sivic is happy to see it over.
Some very happy members at the moment for the Wilston Grange Footy Club. They're loving what they're seeing.
You certainly would be. You're seeing their side 50 points to the good. Of course, these facilities over the last couple of years have been heavily updated. It's one of the premier facilities in the Quaffle. Now their clubhouse is rather outstanding. Been told they do a pretty good fish and chips, actually. Might have to take those one after the game.
Might have to try that one out later on.
So it's in the Grange forward 50. They're up by 50 points.
Yeah, a bit of a lull here at the moment in the Grange forward
49
pocket.
points, sorry. Considering that last behind from Lonigan. There's a free kick for a hole that's going the way of the Magpies. They'll be going the Goodall.
Now let's see if they can get a clean exit.
Goodall wide. Finds Mitchell. There's a whistle.
Whistle's going everywhere here.
They're going to have to go back because this player, Goodall, didn't go over the mark. So he's going to go back over his line.
Grange just ringing some changes here.
And he'll send it out to Sivic. Now, they've got the +1 if they really want to try and attack it. Instead, they go slightly shorter. Lewis couldn't take the mark. Corvo's done well to force the spoil. That's out of play.
Yeah, hard lead by Lewis, but really not kicked to his advantage. Corvo just too easy there.
So we'll have a throw in front of, as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, a very pleased home crowd here. Of course, there's still one game to go this afternoon. Should results stay the same. That's a shot at goal from O'Brien. And almost a mark in the square. It's cleared away. Green gets the hand pass. Winton tries to keep it. He couldn't quite. It's still bouncing around. Now Beams, it's still in the pocket. Trying to get it there is Gore. Jack to Leon, couldn't quite get it. A lot of numbers.
Heavy tackle.
That'll be a tackle and it'll be a stoppage. But as I was saying, still one game to go this afternoon, of course, on this ground at Hickey Park. Still got to see the Colts run around for both teams. Of course, the Grange, the way it's looking, will win this one. They also won the reserve, so maybe they can do the trifecta, which would be a great day for this club who's had some tough ones over the last couple of years. Kick out of the pack, no mark taken there from Mason. Still at the bottom, a lot of numbers around this ball. Mason lays a strong tackle and we'll have a stoppage in just a moment.
It's one thing you don't want to do at this stage of a game if you're the Magpies. Look, you're 8 goals down. You know that you're not a good chance of getting it, but you know, you want to stay relative in the game. You don't want to let it get away from you. Luca Winton just then, instead of going at the footy, have the confidence to go at the footy, he just stood there and waited. You know, you're just showing a massive hand to the opposition.
Well, that's a clever kick. Lonergan, he hand pass over the top to Lewis, who looks to feed it wide to Beams. Now, Beams doesn't have much ahead of him, so he's just going to have to go short to Austin. One of the few times he's been able to break, but there's not really much ahead of him upfield, so he's just going to pause a bit and just wait for a leader to come.
Oh,
it's a good
mark.
lead.
Yeah,
that was very well done there from Pope. Unfortunately for him, the Grange have 2 spare in his forward 50.
Standing right in the hole as well. They've positioned themselves really well, so forcing the Magpies to go down the line.
He's just going to have to set it up. Almost a big fly there from Lavelle. It falls down the line again. He can kick this, steps around one, goes for the snap, kicks the belly of it. It's spoiled away. Getting there first is Reed, keeps it in, and Corvo should take it.
As has been the story today, Lonergan just made that so much harder than it had to be.
Well, that could be 50 against Lavelle, not quite. Gribble took it on the second pluck. Ticked in the time on into this third term. A little bit of a stalemate at the moment. Gribble sent it towards the wing position. Aganis couldn't take it. Vine is tackled brilliantly. Coulter, and there's one-on-ones ahead. Getting there first is Milford. He's been very good this afternoon. Back to Coulter. It's paid a throw. I thought he rode the tackle pretty well, but the umpire deemed that
high. The umpire was pointing as a high tackle. I'm not sure what that was about.
Civic short to Easton. Gallagher wants it right on this boundary side. Instead, he stays up the line to Janky Kane. Now he sort of 360s himself, steps back, steps around, back to Easton. Sold him into massive trouble, and that is holding the ball. Well, that's one thing they've done this afternoon. The Grange put brilliant pressure on. Equal measure, though, the Magpies have really lacked some composure as Riley Easton looks a bit sore after that tackle.
Yeah, that's hurt Riley Easton. I think he's got a bit of a corky there on the quad, and yeah, he's having a lot of trouble.
So it's play on. Dixon down the line, 1 on 3, and Gallagher's content to see it out.
You feel for Janky Kane there. He had the footy, he had no options whatsoever. The only person who wanted it was Riley Easton running through into just well, I shouldn't say a nest of gorillas, but I can't think of another word, so I'm going to say nest of gorillas. That's not good enough from the Western Magpies forward line. They've got to give some options.
Edwards tried to soccer it away. Crawford feeds a hand past Lonergan, who's been one of their best, but that's holding the ball again. This pressure has been outstanding from this Gorillas outfit. And Mason will send it along towards the forward line. 1-on-1 contest. Good spoil over the back. There from Edwards. Sorry, it was Lewis. Go out of play.
That was Lewis, yeah.
We'll have a throw in the forward pocket. 35 metres out from the attacking goal of this Gorillas outfit.
Again, all the numbers in the Gorillas half of the field.
Eaton takes front spot, gets the tap to Leong, cleared away from Janky Kane, and it's going to be coming right back. It's touched off the boot. Deems the umpire. Farry rode the tackle. Thompson dispossessed. Reed over. It's out of play.
Wow, after them.
Janky Kane's a little sore after that one.
Gee, I don't... umpires are really letting a lot go today.
I don't mind that, I've got to say, Adrian. They've been pretty consistent with their interpretation today.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of guys getting hit after the whistle's blown, though. I think that that's where trouble can occur and people can get annoyed.
Murray tapped it towards the boundary. Lipscomb sees it out.
Jenky Kane is hurt here. He's lying on the boundary line. He's not great at all.
The umpires might have to consider. He is off the field of play, but you might want to move him. If this ball comes straight forward. Vine, Thompson, tackled straight away from Castledine. And we'll have a stoppage.
Well, also, the players have kept their heads pretty well today. There's been a fair bit of niggle and a few hits off the ball, and nothing's really happened. So, you know, commend the players on that.
McKee couldn't feed it out. Lonigan has been one of the Magpies' best. It's punted forward from Gore. Trying to get in there is Eaton. He's tackled straight away. And it will be a stoppage, 35 metres out.
Yeah, Jenky Kane up now. Looks like he's just just grabbing his kidneys. I think he didn't know the hit was coming, so.
Eaton wins it out of the pack. Murray tried to put a hit on Gribble. That's way too long after the ball. No free kick. Nellis was tackled straight away.
Gee, Wilson have been hard today. Really hard on the tackle.
Vine wins it down again. He's won a few taps in this third term. Of course, Reid is off the ground for the Gorillas, who is their main ruckman. It's holding the ball, and it's going to go the way of the Gorillas. You look here, and it should be a shot at goal. A pretty easy one at that, as we see Logan Murray is just coming away. He's a little bit sore and sorry for himself. And Leong, who is a good kick.
He loves a snag, so don't be surprised if he buries this.
So Henry Leong, he'll kick from about 45 metres out. 45-degree angle. Shouldn't have a problem.
Logan Murray coming off here for the Pies as well. They've got a few sore boys at the moment.
Will come in to extend it to 55 points. He started it well, but it's just faded to the right side. So
started right, just stayed right.
So it's a straight 50-point margin. 9-13, 67, 2-5, 17. Later stages, third term, as Beams will send it back into the field of play.
A lot of hands in the air, but not a lot of movement there from the Magpies. And it looks like your Grange were going to turn it over. Umpire says, nope, give it to me, I'll have it. Right half forward for Wilston Grange. No one really sort of went up in that ruck contest there. He's going to say it's mine again. Bit of a stalemate here. Now look, this is where Vine really has to put his hand up. He does sort of drew that. It could be out here, the Magpies, but no. Good mark in the end by Thomas, is it?
It was Smart who took the mark. He'll send it forward. Nellis was hit slightly after it, but nothing too untoward. He's about 65 metres out. There is a player down in the Grange forward 50. It is a Magpie. I'm just trying to see who that is. It's sent forward. Spoiled off the hands. Lonigan.
Oh, we've got a fight going on as well.
And there's a fight. Yeah. There is a Biff breaking out. This is the most exciting action of this third term at the moment. Lewis sends it wide. And the mark has been taken from Edwards. There's about 6 players behind the plate. A bit of push and shove. I think it might have been for that hit in the forward 50. It's still going on.
Western Magpies weren't happy about that.
As Castledine just laconically trots forward, takes 2 bounces, sends it towards the forward 50. Austin's one out. He's done well to push his opponent on. He needs to get it though, and breaks one tackle, and he'll send it inside. That's good. Yep. And Lavell's dropped it, but he'll set himself, shank the kick, and it'll be a turnover.
And that right there is the story of the Western Magpies day.
I think we've said that about 10 times today, Adrian. As Smart sends it short, sent towards the wing, and they've got options everywhere. Lipscomb now, he wasn't that happy with what was down the line, so he goes inboard to McKee. He looks like he's got a bit of cramp.
Yeah.
He's going to have to hand pass this one off. And he does to Warren. Warren down the line. It's a good kick. Well done from Gore.
Didn't get any love from the umpire there. He's trying to stretch himself up. And the umpire's going, nope, play on.
So Gore will go towards half forward. Tompkinson the target. It's 3/4 time. It has been utterly dominant here from the Wilston Grange Gorillas. Less scoring in that term, Adrian, but you know, to be honest, they've just let the game go. They haven't lost their heads too much, and at the moment, they're looking 50 points to the good.
1 goal apiece that term. And bit of talk here on the broadcast wing. Wilston Grange letting the Pies know all about it.
Well, they haven't had too much to really celebrate about in the last couple of years. In season 2017 and 18, they had a combined 7 wins at senior level, so it's really good for them to see it here as we're about to head towards the 3/4 time break. The Wilston Grange Gorillas, they are 50 points to the good. 9-13, 67, 2-5, 17. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for this final term. About to get underway in the final term of this one. Good Friday football. Live from Hickey Park, and the Wilston Grange Gorillas, they have been magnificent for 3 quarters, and they look like they will come out deserved winners. 50 points the margin as we're about to start the final term. 9-13, 67, 2-5, 17. Riley Starray and Adrian O'Reilly bringing you the coverage. And Adrian, what have you thought of this afternoon's contest?
Oh, look, I think Wilston Grange have been fantastic. You know, they showed glimpses of what they could do last year, but looked like they're really starting to put it together. On the flip side, the Magpies, very, very disappointing. And I think they've actually, I hate to say it, but I think they might have put the cue in the rack. I just noticed Jenky Kane, who was Logan Murray and Riley Easton all sitting on the pine this last quarter, did cop hits in the 3rd quarter, so maybe just putting the cue in the rack and hopefully come out of this with no more injuries and ready for next week.
Of course, we do talk about injuries with them. I just saw Ryan Harwood. He just came off the ground. He was at the 3/4 time huddle. Not playing today, still in a moon boot, but he'll be a welcome addition in the coming weeks. He brings so much to this side. But once they get a settled lineup, you hope they play better than today, because it's been really disappointing. As Lonergan, from halfway, will send it towards half forward. The first forward 50 entry of this final term. Aganis couldn't take the mark. Smart hand pass to Gore. Now it goes further back. Fed out from Farry. Short to Gribble. Gribble will go down the line with a spearing turnover, and Lewis will take it just forward of centre for the Magpies and send it inside to Mitchell. Now, there's not too much ahead of him. He's just going to have to set it up again. Austin being double teamed all day. It goes over the back. First there is Coulter. He hand passes it to Aganis as it really starts to get dark here. You'd sort of think they might put the lights on. Aganis gets it back. He's got to get past Edwards. He does, and that's holding the ball. That's well done from Daniel Edwards, and he can have a shot at goal and put a little bit of respectability into the scoreline, bring it back to 44 points.
Yeah, look, they've got to take what they can in this last quarter. You know, obviously, they're not going to get the 4 points. I mean, they've kicked 2 goals for the game. They've got to kick 9 unanswered goals this last quarter, so I don't think it's going to happen. But try and at least, you know, get a little bit on the board.
Well, that's not going to help.
Yes, no, it's not going to help.
Edwards has sent it out on the full. They've had a few of those today. When they have had their forward 50 opportunities, they have wasted it at times as we get a little bit of a shower into the face. Quite a breeze. Everyone's descending into the clubhouse. I'm sure the Colts will be looking forward to playing in these conditions after this one as Gore, well, he kicked that straight and that's ended up about 5 metres out on the full.
I'll tell you what, the Colts will be absolutely licking their lips at the moment.
Winton will send it back right from whence it came. He just torpedoes it out of bounds on the full.
We're going to play a bit of kick to kick in this last quarter.
We had 3 out of bounds on the full. As it's really getting quite dark here. Turn the lights on, people.
I noticed Luca Winton and Jackson Coulter there having a bit of a joke. Just Coulter's obviously gone over to let him know about his kick, and Winton's like, yeah, well, you have a go in this one, son.
Well, I tell you what, if you kick it towards the middle of the ground, it's going to come to the boundary. It's really held up. It's still in the field of play, Crawford. We are getting absolutely inundated at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Coulter sends it up the line. Leong, I just got about 50 mils of water in my mouth.
That's
Leong
a good mark in the wet from Leong.
Will send it further forward. Now, what's he got ahead of him? It's going to stay the field of play. I don't think it's going to be particularly pretty viewing. I might move myself back a little bit under the covers as it's out of play. Hold the cord. We'll have a throw in. Tompkinson tries to punch it. Gribble tries to get it away. He's tackled. So we'll have a stoppage.
So I tell you, have a look at this. Where would you rather be on Good Friday afternoon? This is beautiful.
Well, you're certainly right. For all those religious people out there, you might want to get out Noah's Ark at the moment. As it goes towards half forward, it's cleared away there from Saunders. You can barely see 50 metres ahead of you. Corvo taps it to himself, taps it again. He's still in the field of play. It's gone towards half forward. Sorry, I cannot see who has the football at the moment. It's cleared away again. Looks like from Lewis. And the mark is being taken from Lonergan at half back.
So Lonergan half-back right in front of the scoreboard. He's not sure where to go. I don't think he can see too far in front of him. No, it's a good kick inside. They're off here on a bit of a run, Western Magpies. Long kick forward. And Garnish did well with the punch, and Wilston Grange just going to mop up nice and easy here. Bit scrappy along the outer side. Now, oh, have a look at the run on that. Kick just held up. I've got to say, guys, it is very, very hard to see here. Can I see who's got the foot? That's a great tackle. And ball's going to be taken by the umpire. Give it to me. Have a rest, fellas.
So we'll have a stoppage just forward to centre, about 65 metres out. Goodall wins the tap down, is sent towards the wing position as it is sleeting rain across Hickey Park. The heavens have downright opened. Lipscomb is tackled, and there'll be a ball up.
It almost looks like Lipscomb had enough there. He just fell over. He's like, yeah, no. Might be cramping up a bit here, Lipscomb.
So back of the contest, Vine wins the tap down. Mitchell tries to clear it. Castledine. Oh, that's a brilliant tackle. It's holding the ball. It was Murray who was taken. And the free kick will go to Dixon. I swear I haven't seen rain like this since watching an old replay of a game at Waverley in the 90s. As it goes up the field, that's a good mark in these conditions. And they finally turn the lights on. A bit more visibility. Castledine will send it up the line. Good mark from Janky Kane. And he will just shank it out of bounds on the full.
That's come straight off the side of the boot.
So it'll be interesting to ask the locals after the game, when was the last time they saw weather like this during a contest in April? It's marked in the field of play by Nellis. Now Nellis decides to go back to his goal square. To Gore. And he'll send it across half-back. Agarnis the target. Sent out of play. They're 50 metres out from the attacking goal. I'm starting to fear for this tense a little, Adrian.
I've just looked over in the members. Everyone is huddled in one corner. Oh, this is local footy at its best, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's back at the contest. Crawford tries to go in. It's out of play again. Unfortunately, I think I've left my bag out in the rain.
Ooh,
so, hope there's nothing too valuable in there. I'll have to check after the game of this one. Rucks go at it. Lonergan dives over it. Lipscomb clears. It's a mark to Murray now. He's about 60 metres out from goal.
I'm glad you can see that there is, because I can't.
Murray. Big contest, goes over the back. And it's going to be, I think, a free kick.
Wilston to Agarnis, looks like.
To Agarnis.
Bring it this side, come on, bring it this side so we can see what's happening.
Agarnis.
Right, they're going to stick to the outer side.
He'll send it towards that aforementioned outer side. Huge pack of players couldn't take the mark. Murray lays the tackle. He'll go out of play.
I don't think we're going to get that much clean play this last quarter.
Well, Luckily for us, we're under a tent.
Well-
He goes out to Dean Davis at the moment. He's on top of a lift at the moment, standing in these conditions. Very minimal protection. It's the life of a cameraman, I suppose. There's a mark on that outer wing. Looks like it's Sivic who'll send it forward towards the forward 50. No mark taken there from Brisky. Aganis gets it away. So does Dixon. Lipscomb breaks four tackles. That's very classy. And he'll send it up the line to Greville at halfback. Now he's got an option over the top. It just lands inside for Leong and he's just happy to slow it down.
So Leong at halfback. Umpire's call play on, so he's just going to kick it down the line. And that's a good mark in the wet. Western Magpies play, I'm sorry I can't see who it is.
It's Crawford.
Crawford, thank you very much. Not a lot of movement, so just a short kick inside. That easy mark dropped there by Austin. Ball to ground, umpire's just going to say, had enough fellas, give it to me. Yeah, just little things to me. Austin tried to take it in the hands there, wet weather. He was all clear, take it on the chest.
Corvo tries to go after it, he couldn't quite. It's a free kick actually, he's giving it away.
Reed.
He'll go to Reed. Now, it's been down this end of the ground a lot in this final term. Reed will send it forward. Brisky couldn't take it. He was the only one to really fly. Dawes taken in tackle.
He had the right idea.
He did have the right idea. It now bounces out. Aganis will finally send it to the broadcast wing. And he'll go to Milford, one of the best today for the Gorillas. Will send it up the line, one-on-one, Eaton and Winton.
Oh, no
that
way.
is a brilliant mark. That is the mark of the day, ladies and gentlemen, in these conditions. Mason will send it forward towards the forward 50. Big spoil over the back from Goodall. Leong will try to get there. So does Saunders. Leong falls over and no free kick play on. It falls over the back to Goodall. Goodall will just go up the line laconically to Crawford, who just taps it onto a teammate in Sivic. Sivic will go 50 metres further up and he finds Pope about 75 metres out from goal.
Yeah, they've got to move it in quickly now. A lot of players just lumbering behind the ball. Oh, he's got away with that one. He nearly played on. Short kick inside 50 is, well, was a good one. Nearly got chopped off. Corvo, is it? Yes, it is. It's been called for holding the ball. I thought he got hands there, but obviously not.
A free kick to Lonigan.
Lonigan.
He's going to take a ping, and why wouldn't you? Well, you have to kick from just outside 50, but
He's got the wind behind him, so shouldn't have any problems with the distance.
I think he's got a hurricane behind him at the moment, to be honest, Adrian. This wind is very strong to the right of screen. So Macaulay Lonigan just sets it up, clever kick.
Yeah.
That was well done.
Just lowered the eyes.
He lowered the eyes very well. He's postured he was going to have a shot at goal. Instead, it's going to be a shot to Cale Reid, who can line up for the Maggies' third.
Jack Austin said enough. He's come off the ground. He said, no, bugger this, I'm going home.
So Reid, from about 35 metres out, sets it on its way. It hasn't made the distance. Aganis touches it over the line and will be through for one behind.
Little man having a bit of trouble there with the heavy footy.
Lipscomb has been very good today for this Gorillas outfit.
He's looking to go down the lines.
To a big pack of players.
Hell, holds up, doesn't it?
Tompkinson couldn't take it, as you'd expect. Thompson, well, he just ran into three and he's just slipped out of his hands. He'll be holding the football.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to bash the umpires, but they've let a lot go today. The conditions are wet. He's just got tackled, did get the hands out, and the umpire's caught holding the ball. So, yeah, a bit stiff there, I think.
Castledine will send it long. Just a huge pack of players. Try take a mark in that. Lewis tries to get there first, so does Mason. The body's a free kick for a high.
Yeah.
It was a bit crude there from Corvo. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Castledine, who can try and have a shot from 45 metres out, but after watching Cale Reid's last kick, I don't know if you're going to be able to make the distance in these conditions.
It's good to see from the Magpies here. Just sort of, just holding the footy inside their forward half. They're not putting the score on the board, but I mean, you've sort of got to take any positives at the moment for the Western Magpies.
So Castledine, the Maggies third. Well, that slipped off the boot, but he's missed to the right-hand side. So couple of behinds in this final term for the Magpies. Scoreline reads 9-13-67 to 2-7-19 as we tick over halfway during this final term.
Very low, flat kick. Oh, he's nearly taken the mark there. Could be turned over though. Western Magpies, this is Wilston with a good kick inside of the hot spot. Where's the Crummers? There they are. Just missed.
Lonigan. Doesn't matter how far away he is, all you have to do is look at his shoes.
Oh, well, I was about to say, I sort of flew over it's either Lonigan or Beams.
No problems with visibility for him as it's sent towards the wing. There's a free kick, it's for a push. It's going to go the way of Eaton. He's been pretty good today. Coming to this lineup, he's been a tall presence. So there's another fight on the wing. Right in front of us. Hamish Warren's got a little jab to the head. Well, this is really unnecessary.
Oh, he's got him in it. Come on, let him out. He's got him in a headlock here. This is dangerous.
Oh, gee, there's a few punches thrown. Well, that's a bit silly. Hamish Warren's not too happy.
And he's put him on report as well. Yeah, that is just...
There's a free kick. It's going the way of the Magpies for a high. There's another whistle. Well, it's not the smartest thing from both sides.
Yeah, I don't understand why Wilston Grange will do this. They're you know what, they're 9 goals up. They're not going to lose the game. No need to carry on like this.
They got another winnable one in 5 days' time. Aganis couldn't take it. It's in the field of play. Lonigan tries to soccer it forward. Goes to Reed, sets it up. That's a good kick. That's a really good mark in these conditions from Brisky. I don't know if he's going to be able to make the distance, but he's posturing that he's going to try.
Now, look, I'm going to say something here. Wilston Grange aren't going to be happy with this, but I really don't care. That was absolutely disgusting by Lipscomb. All right, the guys come in for a game. They've got a massive game in 5 days' time, and he's just done something absolutely stupid like that. You are, mate, that is absolute brain explosion. That was shocking. And it was filthy as well. Hitting a guy who's underneath the pack that can't see you. No, I'm sorry, mate. That's disgusting.
Lipscomb. He's going in the back pocket. And there's not that much ahead of him. I think almost for both sides it'd be better if we just have the siren. You wouldn't want this one to blow over. Big spoil from Lewis. He lays the secondary tackle and we'll have a stoppage. And I'm just looking towards the bench and Mitchell Heaslip, he looks like he's in a bit of pain. Probably won't be seeing him for the rest of the day. He's balled back in. Mitchell sends it forward. Packer 4 will fly. Spoil over the back from Gore. Going in hard is Pope. He'll go outside to Mitchell, who has
hit the post.
One behind. So they've had a few points in this final term. It's 9-13 to 2-9 as it's brought back into play towards this wing position. Big spoil over the top from Winton. I didn't really see what actually initially happened, Adrian. Do you have any insights on what started?
Look, it was right in front of me. I didn't see who the players were, but there was obviously a bit of a scuffle going on. The Wilston player grabbed the Western Magpies player in a headlock. And then, I don't know, Luke Winton come in, as a good captain should, to stick up for his man, and then it just exploded left, right and centre.
Anyway, Kilton not too happy with Lavelle. He's got the free kick. He'll send it towards half forward. Good mark taken from Winton.
I don't really want to go on with it, but it's been a fantastic day for Wilston Grange, and they really end it with a sour note, like that.
Nellis hand pass to Warren, to Lipscomb. They're just sharing the hands at the moment. Gore just off the left boot sends it down to Smart. He's done well to get front position. He's got the free kick now. Probably just going to be content to hold this up. He goes short to Dixon.
Yeah, just going to play slow now, Grange.
Dixon. Send it 30 metres. That's a clever kick to O'Brien.
He just held himself back there, Brian. Didn't run into a hole, let it known. Just
O'Brien, further forward. Mark's been taken
that's
from Winton.
Yep.
Only one goal this half for the Grange, so the scoring's really dried up, but they haven't conceded anything really down the other end.
Oh,
Smart while he was bodied under the football.
Heavy landing.
There was good courage shown from both players. Thompson over the top, finds Farry off the left boot towards Gribble. Got there to force the contest and then keeps it in front of himself. Rides the tackle of Crawford. Not pink for holding the ball. Magpies have the numbers at the front of the contest. They should clear it away. They will just down the line. There's a player down. It looks like it's Smart from that earlier marking contest. Gore sees it out. With a stoppage.
He's right now. He's shaking it off. He did land very heavily though.
Well, the rain started to die down here. I've called it a couple of times that it's supposed to slow up, but obviously hasn't been that way, as it's kicked out of bounds on the full from Gore. The football looks rather heavy from here. Whilst we got a little break in play, who's been your best on ground so far for Grange?
Look, to be honest, trying to look at the team sheets here, they're a bit hard in this wet weather, but look, I think the best player for me today has been a Garner, so I think he's been fantastic. He's been a rock back there.
So it's sent towards half forward, but the Magpies have the numbers. Goodall, well, he's missed his boot. It lets the Grange in. Trying to get there first is O'Brien. He couldn't quite. Magpies do well to keep it up enough. Mitchell he's taken high. It'll be a free kick.
Going back on that, look, I think Corvo's been really good as well. Milford's been good forward. The Western Magpies, look, not a lot to be happy about. I think the captain, Winton, has tried very hard. Barring that, Riley Easton's tried very hard. Barring that, not a lot of pluses for the Magpies.
Beams, who's at half forward, hand passes it back to Austin. He'll set it towards the square, but not the greatest of kicks. And Corvo, he's dropped the mark, and he's been pinged for holding the ball. Holding the ball or high fin, take your pick. And it's going to be a shot on goal for the Magpies. And it's going to be Cale Reid, 30 metres out, tough angle.
You reckon he made distance this time?
I think he will. The conditions have died down a little. They're still push and shove behind the players. Reid, well, he set it up to the square. No mark taken there from Lavelle. It's kept in Smart. Sends it down the line. No mark taken from Goodall. Falling over there was Mason. Still plenty of numbers around this one. This is just turning into a scrap. Both players will be smart to just keep their heads about in these last 10 minutes. Warren, he tried to go in for the free kick and we'll have a stoppage. On the forward 50. It's been a great day for Wilston Grange. It's been a very good win for them. And they can take this momentum into next week and the coming weeks. It's a very wide open quaffle competition, especially for that 4th and 5th position as we head towards the later stages of the year. Obviously, it's still very early, but if they play like this moving forward, they're going to be tough to beat. McKee couldn't take it. Dixon is forced off it. He's taken high by Saunders. It'll be a throw in. Right in front of the interchange grates and the crowd, who have all descended on the clubhouse. This is another free. Is a free kick or it's an injured player? It's an injured player, and it is Lavelle. He might be calling for a stretcher here. He's not in a good way at all at half forward.
I have no idea what's happening here. I can't understand why there's a Western Magpies player down. Anyway.
He looks like he's in a lot of pain.
Well, obviously something's happened behind play. Trainers all around him. He's really not. He's not good at all.
It's certainly been a very willing final term in terms of physicality off the ball.
Oh, I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with being physical, but when you know you've got the game in the bag, why would you be getting into fights or starting fights?
We see Clay Beams is right next to him, just giving him some support, trying to see what's going on. All our thoughts, and we hope he's okay. Certainly a feisty type. I haven't minded his game this afternoon, actually. It's been one of the few for the Magpies that have stood up pretty well. Pretty hostile conditions, and their team's been up against it. There's no doubt about that. But coming here today, I thought it might have been an upset.
You did say that, yeah.
It might have been an upset, but I didn't think it'd certainly be like this.
Yeah,
Obviously, they can take so much out of today, the Grange. You know, they've played incredibly well, and see what they can do as Zane Lavell's taken off the ground.
Yeah, they're going to take him straight up into the rooms.
But what do you think? Do you think they can carry this form forward? Is this a one-off, or are they going to be a bit of a team which will be a barometer with some inconsistencies?
Well, look, I remember early last year commentating some of their early games. We really thought they might have a good year, and they fell very quickly. They've got a big match next week against Sandgate. Obviously, at home, very, very fancy to win that game. You know, so if they can win that, they're 2-1. You know, they're really setting themselves up to make finals. They've looked great today. A lot bigger team than they were last year. So why not? You know, I think it's very, very open. As you said before, that 4th and 5th spot for the finals is going to be very open this year.
Crawford won it forward from the clearance, coming in hard Austin and getting it away is Farry. Now he hand passes it short to Gribble, gets past one over the top, the hands goes to O'Brien, and they're just streaming forward here now. Farry gets on the end of it, will send it probably a bit too long. Yeah. The mark has been taken by Gaga, who's playing on. He breaks the tackle. That was very dangerous, I've got to say.
He's lucky
Sivic goes short, finds Vine. Vine will go to Castledine. Good spoil there from Warren, but stayed in the field of play. Castledine to Saunders, free kick.
Yeah.
And will go the way of Castledine. He was taken after. He got rid of it.
Castledine has
right to the bench.
He has tried hard today, Castledine.
It's pretty recognisable with that head tape. Send it short to Saunders, who couldn't quite take it. Hard ball the mark. He's half kicked it. That was a bit interesting.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'd try that one. He slipped, fed it back to Nellis, now to Lipscomb. He gets past 2, gets past 3, and gets it out on the full. I think everyone's pretty tired at the moment.
Yeah, I think everyone's just waiting for the siren to go and get in and have a hot shower.
Castledine towards Crawford, couldn't take it. Janky Kane's thereabouts, trying to feed it out is O'Brien. Body's still going at it really hard. Janky Kane is taken by Gore. Ball up. Right in front of the clubhouse here at Hickey Park. Goes up again. O'Brien. He slipped. Couldn't quite get it away. He slip over. Tries to feed it out again. That was puntastic, I've got to say. And we'll have a ball up.
You've been verging on that all day.
I have been working on that one all day. Been waiting for the perfect moment. It finally came with about 3 minutes to go. Castledine.
Big stacks on here, right in front of the commentary box. Centre wing, commentary side. Very slow to get up, some of these boys. There's going to be some very, very sore bodies tomorrow. Western Magpies trying to get it out. Just, dragged off the ball there. No, not Castledine, sorry.
Lonigan. Macaulay Lonigan. We'll send it towards the middle.
Janky Kane, he's hard to miss.
Janky Kane. Sent it
kick,
forward.
Not 15.
To Green, to Janky Kane. Goes towards Austin, couldn't take the mark. Grange have the numbers, they're just sort of forcing it forward like a scrum. Finally comes out. Taken off, it's Lonigan. Trying to get through and somehow doing so. Yeah, it was Gore.
Did well to get a boot to the ball there.
It's cleared away eventually just with a punt kick now. Eaton's got to beat 2. Winton does well. That's a high tail. I don't know who that's going the way of the Grange. It would have been holding the ball a high. Take your pick. Well done there from Milford. His players screaming for it. Luca Winton's a bit sore.
It looks like he's cramping up.
And Eaton, well, he's copped a knock to the head.
Still a lot of chat. A lot of chat here.
And there's another free kick. going to go the way of Austin. You have to go behind the mark.
Yeah, just a silly free kick there. Just copped a smack around the chops.
Austin will send it towards Goodall. Goodall will go towards the outer side, and you'll find his captain in Lewis. Now, he touches it on the ground, goes over the top to Mitchell. Mitchell will send it further forward, about 15, 20 metres, not the greatest of kicks. Lonergan's there or thereabouts, soccers it to himself twice. Agarnis gets it, sends it towards the outer side, towards Gribble, and is...
Now, yeah, I think I did hear something about there's a problem with the siren. The
So-
siren's not working. I heard someone say, can you go and tell the umpire that the siren's not working?
So that's the game. I would say final siren, but
Final
there's
whistle.
been one. But moral of the story, it's been a massive win here for the Gorillas on their home deck. They have been absolutely magnificent. They've gone up by 46 points. It felt like a lot more at stages. 9-13, 67, 2-9, 21. And that is a massive momentum builder for their year and to really kick-start at Adrian O'Reilly.
That is a very, very big win for the Gorillas. You know, they had the week off last week. Lost in round one, so good to get one back. On the flip side, Western Magpies, they're now 1-2. Had a good win last week against Labrador, but that was a killer. That was an absolute killer for the Magpies. So, change in fortune for both teams. Who can rise to the occasion?
They certainly can. Of course, these teams, they do think they'll be able to feature prominently at finals time. At least be in the hunt for that top 5 position. Of course, in the Quaffle, it is a top 5. But it's been a magnificent performance, and it's sort of one of those things. A lot of people have said when they play this Wilston Grange outfit over the years, they have been dangerous, just haven't been able to quite get there. But now with a fully healthy list, they look like they've got a pretty settled lineup. Of course, there's always that worry that some players will be taken out because of NEFL commitments and whatnot. But, you know, they've always had a good cult system as well. So expect them to feature pretty well as we move along in season 2019.
I think you just mentioned it there. That is one very hard part about the QAFL for Wilston is, along with Sandgate, they do get a lot of players taken out for NEFL. But yeah, last year they just couldn't string 4 quarters together last year and lost a lot of games because of that. So they look brilliant today. As you said, a settled lineup. You know, if they can start stringing 4 quarters together like they did today, they could really go a long way to make a finals.
So we are at full time. And as you can hear, Wilston Grange song is blaring out of the clubhouse. A magnificent performance for them. They get their first win of the season. The Magpies, they've got to do a bit of soul searching during the week as they will head further forward in season 2019. I'm Riley Starray, Adrian O'Reilly. It's always been a pleasure to be with you, mate.
Thank you, mate.
This has been Quaffle Action. Good Friday football. Let's hope it continues on. We will see you next Wednesday night for the Wilston Grange Gorillas against Sandgate in the traditional Anzac Eve clash.
Anzac Eve, looking forward to it. See you then, bud.
See you then.